Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 137 for
Seven?
sometime. Yeah, 137, right? 137?
Seven!
Yep.
What? For sometime in August, we are still baking here as we approach the end of humanity. How are you guys doing? Keeping nice and cool now?
It's cooled down a lot.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
not too bad at the minute. It's
Couple of
just a
days. Yeah.
bit toasty tomorrow, isn't it? I think. Is it? Or no. Next week, in the week, it's supposed to be warm. Still not crazy hot like it was. But yeah. Nice.
Good. Well, without further ado, my name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave,
Hello.
on my right by Neil.
Hello.
We do not have a Pilch. He is tied up with other matters right now, so we'll hope to see him back again next
Lots
week.
of people in the chat already. This is good.
Really? Ooh, yeah, even I can see that. I've got my chat up for once. Normally I don't. I'm not very
Have
good.
you printed it out?
I've
You've
no
got like a
printing out.
constant like vidi printer type affair going on.
That would be great. Like a
Would you remember the
teletype.
vidi printer? Oh, that's good.
Christian's in the chat. Mintsafe's in the chat. Quaxel's in the chat. Bertha's in the chat. I'm in the chat. Oh, no, I'm not. Pilches. So anyway, it's good to be back. I had a week off, nice little weekend away. It wasn't really a week. It wasn't a week away. Long weekend. Just went and did the Canadian thing through my worm in the lake. Caught myself a nice bass.
In the
which I
lake? I thought bass was a sea fish.
There are sea bass, yeah, but these are lake bass. It was a smallmouth bass. I think it was a smallmouth.
Do you eat them?
I could have eaten it. I chose not to eat her.
Her? Did you sex it?
The guy I was with sexed it. He seemed to know. So
ask no questions.
He's in a proper bass fishing competition.
Okay.
So he knows his onion.
They do the video games, don't they, about bass fishing?
They do. It's very popular over here. Well, it's really like probably, I guess, I'm sure someone will correct me. No one's going to correct me on this. Like bass is definitely over here in North America the number one sport fish for freshwater. No doubt about it. Like people fish bass all over the spot, all over the place.
Carps. Everyone goes on about carps over here. I'm not a fisherman.
It's carp fishing over
here.
here.
We do have, actually, it's funny you say that. We have a river or a creek that runs up through my town. And when we walk our dogs at the weekend, dog, I am so out of it. I'm up way too early. I'm going to I've only got one dog. For some reason, I now think I have two. Anyway, we could walk over the creek at some point when we walk the dog on the weekend, and the carp are in there. They're invasive, so I believe it's okay to kill them. They are fucking huge. They've got to be like, some of them get up, I'm sure, like 2 foot long, like if not more, like massive fish.
We're still talking about bass here. Sorry.
These are carp.
Oh, I got distracted by a comment in the chat.
Who's in the chat? Go on then.
Mintsafe says, was it an ill-tempered sea bass with a freaking laser attached to its head? I don't know what that's a reference to.
That would be a Austin Powers reference.
Austin Powers, yeah.
Is it?
Come on, Neil. Come on.
Oh, I can't remember Austin Powers. I was about 12 when that came out.
That's all right, Pilch. Sorry, Pilch says you're thinking of dolphins. I'm lost now completely.
What, 2 meters? 2 meters long?
2 meters, not 2. Did I say 2 meters or 2 feet?
Fucking no, I haven't been paying attention at all.
He's on the tapping wells. I'm on the old, you know what? I'm on my way out on a Friday night.
I'm depressed because I watched the football.
Who played tonight then? Football kicked off?
Crystal Palace v Arsenal. Fucking boring.
Okay. Why are you depressed?
Well, obviously, I changed my team, and the player that I took out of my team scored, didn't he? Obviously.
Yes, it begins. Brilliant. I hadn't even thought about looking at the match. All I know is here we go. All I know is I captained. Sorry. First of all, Dave, did you have some drinks? I didn't get to finish my question. Are you drinking, Dave? Or are you being?
I am drinking. I'm drinking Amstel.
That's Dutch, right?
Is that Dutch? It is supposed to be Dutch, but is it really?
Born in Amsterdam.
Is it one of those that says it makes you think you're drinking a continental lager, and it's actually just brewed in Bedford?
Well, all I can say is Dave and I are hanging out in Amsterdam tonight. And you're somewhere. I don't even know where Sam Maguire
another
is.
no Salah. Another no Salah, not a Mo Salah.
Is-
Christian's a no Salah.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's move on to the footy then. While it's happening, Neil, it's happening, isn't it? It's exciting. We're back in.
We're
Tell
here.
us about,
It's
tell us about
finally
our
kicked
league.
off. We've got 24 at the final count before, at least for game week 1. It's still open for people to join. But obviously, if you haven't done your team before game week 1, you'll be behind. But yeah, people can still join the league if they so choose, if they've set up their team but not actually got involved. But yeah, 24, that's a pretty good start. Pretty happy with that. We've got a few of Gary's friends from the Garcast are in. The ones I didn't know about. There was like, then I saw a tweet to let us know what's going on there. But yeah,
I saw Gary was in there, and I think Mike
Yeah.
was in there as well.
yeah,
I don't know if I didn't see any others, but
yeah. So a good effort this year. Thank you for everyone who's joined. One thing
yeah, I
would
think there. Sorry, I was just going to say I think there's some names in there I don't recognize. So if we pour on the shout outs, we just take a bit of time to figure out who's who.
best thing to get on the Discord and get involved with the bants, the inevitable fantasy bants, the fants.
So we have we'll gloss over that. So we had Arsenal Crystal Palace tonight. So who Jesus, is he in your team? He was a big one. A lot.
Everyone had there's about 4.5 million teams, I think, this year. This is a record, I think, for the FPL this season.
For Jesus.
No, I think, and there are 75% of teams have got Jesus.
Oh, sorry, 4.5 million teams. It's biggest it's ever been.
Biggest.
I'm sure it's grown every year, right?
Yeah. So it's pretty mega this year. But yeah, it said something like 75% of teams had Jesus in them.
I bought him.
I was like, he wasn't in my team, and then I got to a point during pre-season. I was like, I guess I'm going to have to put him in because it's just scoring like for fun. But didn't score today, obviously, because it's now counts. But yeah, we'll see. It's early days, obviously. One game out of however many there are.
Martinelli scored.
Yes, that's the one I took out.
Yeah,
I didn't take out the guy who scored an own goal. But I didn't have the guy who scored an own goal either, so I did get a clean sheet this evening, though. I'm happy with that. I got Ramsdale in goal for my first week.
Cool.
Dave Pilch has got Jesus as well. By the look of it, he broke his no gooners rule.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you have to do that. You can't.
There's no loyalties when it comes to FPL.
For FPL, you have to play with your head. You can't play with your heart, otherwise you get in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
Do you mean Jesus?
No, Jesus. Or he is Brazilian, so it could be Jesus, I guess. I don't know.
It is.
They're Portuguese.
Yeah. Is it just right? Okay, I had no idea.
There's a big statue of him in Rio, I think.
I've got a bloke called Jesus on my team from Arsenal.
Pretty much everyone else who's playing FPL's got him.
Yeah.
He got 2 points today.
Yeah.
That's because he played.
Indeed. He played
You get
80 odd minutes.
Yeah, if you play if they step foot on the pitch, they get a point. If they step foot on the pitch and stay on the pitch for 60 minutes, it's 2 points, right? I believe it used to be anyway.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it's 60 minutes to get 2 points. 60 odd minutes to get 2 points, I think. So anyway.
It begins.
Well,
it won't be long until I'm
no
longer
was going to say
reigning champion.
Oh God, here we go. Anyway,
well, I am reigning champion.
There is a thing that I set up a league for literally at like the last minute. I don't know why. It was like it's this thing called Super Six where you have to predict 6 scores from the weekend. Always used to be 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday. Looks like they've changed this year to have just 6 fixtures across the weekend. Because it's got like West Ham, Man City, which is 4:30 on Sunday, and Man United, Brighton, which is on Sunday. And they always used to be 3 o'clock Saturday. So I've set up a league. There is a link in the Discord if people want to join. I am the only person in that league at the moment. If that's how it ends, who cares? Because I am absolutely shit at keeping up with that. I've got to be honest. And it's basically just a route to make you get into gambling, but for real, with real money.
Okay, yeah.
But if you're outside the UK, I don't think you can actually do you can't do the gambling side of it because it's through Sky Bet. I don't think, but I think you can. get involved.
Is
if
it
you're
kind? Is
outside
it
the
kind of
UK.
like one of those things where you get, oh, if you'd actually put a pound on
Exactly,
this, and it'll come
yeah.
in,
It's
then you'd
like
be
you've done your
£36,000.
predictions. Now, if you put £10 on, this is what you could win.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't do that bit of it. But yeah, I know that I think Sumo does it in the past. But if you want to join the league, there's just me at the moment. But
So Ronry.
it's definitely a thing that I start off doing at the beginning of the season. But yeah, then I just lose track of doing it. But yeah, it's another little bit of fun if you're into the footy. Anyway. No prizes for that one.
All right. Okay. Well, it's good that that football season has started again.
We can actually talk about it properly next week.
Came around quick, eh? It's unbelievable. Good. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume, and you should never assume because it makes an ass out of you.
And me.
No, not me. Not the reigning champion of the. Anyway. Anything about Twitch or YouTube? Again, Neil probably.
Nah.
No.
The only thing that goes on Twitch and YouTube these days is the show. Generally,
Yeah.
unless someone else decides to start doing something. I guess we probably should.
I think things will pick up again after the summer.
I've got a good game that would be good for twitching if someone else would join.
Oh yeah.
They'd have to buy the game. So
you're trying to get people to buy the Hunt again.
The Hunt Showdown, yeah. I'll tell you that. Unlimited bants and laughs involved.
Really?
Good. It would be good. It would be good as a group. But if you don't want to, we get it.
I can't. We've had this conversation
You
anyway.
Can. You can.
If you believe you can, you can.
Buy it and they will come. I'm getting Love Island TV fucking alerts on Reddit. How annoying.
What?
Why is that? It's finished, for fuck's sake.
Anyway. Do we have any emails or...
No emails, no tweets, but we have Discords.
Okay, we have something from SLH. She says, who's she? The cat's mother. Susan says, I've been playing a lot of Spiritfarer on Game Pass lately, and it's a great game, but gets very emotional. I'm not embarrassed to admit that it's had me filling up a few times. Are there any games you guys have played which have made you cry, or at the very least get a lump in your throat? Neil, have you ever had a lump in your throat while playing a video game?
Not while playing a video game.
It's such low-hanging fruit, isn't it? I'm sorry, Susan.
I have to admit, I did have a few tears towards the end of the first Walking Dead Telltale game.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty brutal. That had me fucking blubbing a bit. I'll be honest. That was bad.
Wow. Okay. I remember people talking about that.
Did you not play it?
I never played through it.
Oh, no. Mate. That was the first. Was it the first? Well, maybe not the first, but that was the first one of those I played, and that definitely got to me. Every other one since then has been basically shit. But
see, I didn't really think much of The Walking Dead, but I really enjoyed The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, that didn't make you cry, though, did it?
No.
I didn't like that. I liked it a bit, but The Walking Dead was definitely, that was properly like a real gut puncher at the end.
Yeah. See, the problem with The Walking Dead is it's shit.
The series?
Generally.
Well, it got shit. It started off all right.
It did for a season, and then it just went... I think it wasn't even far into the second season. It just went off the wall silly.
People are still watching it, apparently. But not me. I bailed it after about 5 seasons.
Oh, you did well.
I managed to fucking brute force it through about 3 series of total shit. But
Dave, big Walking Dead fan?
No.
You not played the game? I can't believe you've not played the first one. I'm sure it's free everywhere.
Not into the series.
I did play. I don't know, a little bit of the first one, but it never.
Oh mate, that ending. Oof.
No, I just didn't care enough. I just.
You would have cared at the end. You would have cared at the end because you're a dad.
No, it didn't. It just didn't grab me.
Neil will remember that.
Nice. I like it. Well done.
Dave, cried in any video games?
Was that Brothers game?
I see. I've not played that.
That was okay. Everyone was
Uh,
all over that. They loved it. It was good.
Everyone except me, obviously.
I'm such a miserable prick. It's
it's all story based. Skip. Don't care.
I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, it was good. I don't know. I just don't get emotionally involved in games.
Yeah.
I find it very
You played
difficult.
Spiritfarer, didn't you, Dave?
Did yes.
A while
I
back,
didn't
a
cry,
long
though.
time ago.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was a long time ago. No, it was that. I think that's the one that jumped out to me when I went on that question.
Spiritfarer.
And probably Dark Souls 2, I cried when I realised it was such a shit game. And I wasted 40 quid.
Oh, mate,
was-
Actually, that reminds me. I did cry when I bought Battlefield Hardline. It's Q Neil going, Hardline's good.
The multiplayer was good.
You know, you say that we
Multiplayer
have
was
this exact
decent.
same exchange every
Well,
time.
we're going to do it again because you brought it up. Baron von Glauer in the chat says, "To the Moon got me teary-eyed." I bought that, I think, but I never really played it. Where's your fantasy team, by the way? Baron von Glauer?
Yeah. Not in there? Not good, is it?
I think it's missing. He was right up there last year as well, potential winner.
Yeah. He only came second to me, the champion. Okay. Yeah, I remember To the Moon. A lot of people talked about To the Moon. That was a big darling with the veteran gamers. I think Stu and Duke, particularly. Ginny has no soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope that answers the question, Susan. Lord says, "Oh, what's this? What would you pick from this menu?"
Yeah.
It's got burgers.
It's got loads of burgers on it. If it's so, Lord has basically provided us with the menu. I think Lord is just out for dinner. And he's just basically just sending us a picture of his menu. Which okay. I mean,
it looks,
it's content.
I could have quite a lot of this, to be fair.
Crispy belly pork. That jumps out at me.
Crispy. It's got to be crispy, otherwise it's.
Yeah.
I'd go with the burger, probably.
Which one do you like? Black and blue?
It'd have to be something beef, right? So Escape, not a chicken burger.
A beef patty topped with mushroom and blue cheese. Do you fancy that sort of shit? Do you like that?
No. We're probably just,
I like in the sound of this Mexican burger, I think. Chicken or beef, obviously beef. Peppers, onions, salsa, and sour cream. It's topped with spicy cheese. Oh, that sounds all right.
Do you know what? I'm going to overrule this. This is, no, we can't just sit and read from a menu. Burger, I'll go burger.
Fraser's dinner hasn't arrived yet.
It has arrived. Burger, I go burger.
Crispy belly pork.
There we go.
Oh, but burger. Every day. All day, every day.
I'd order the burger, but I'd be shitting myself that it was going to be awful.
They got sliders.
Could be tiny
slider?
Awful burgers.
Depends how many you get, really, doesn't it? If you only get one, it's a bit shit.
Okay, thanks for the emails and tweets. Appreciate it. Let's move on to what we've been doing. I know it sounds as though we're racing through. That's because we are. Although it's we're a man down, so we'll be quicker tonight anyway.
That's what you
Neil.
think.
Hey, what have we been up to, Neil?
Well, not a lot really. Been watching a little bit of telly. I've been watching the For All Mankind that I started watching a while ago, and I realised my Apple subscription runs out this weekend. So I was trying to hammer a load of stuff this week, but failed to complete season 1 of For All Mankind. It's got one episode, I think, left of the first season. That's a good show. You should be watching that if you've got Apple TV. And if you haven't got
I've
Apple
watched
TV, it's
the-
probably worth a £5 for a month and hammer through the free series
Yeah.
of that, plus whatever else is on there. Excuse me. There was a massive gut punch episode during the season. I was just like, oh man, that's properly shit. But yes, it's really fucking good. And I think it gets better, to be honest. I've heard lots of people talking about series 2 and 3 being even better than the first one. So
Oh.
I might be paying for another month of Apple because
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm thinking I might use some club card vouchers to buy a gift card for Apple and then just load up some Apple credit. But yeah, because that's basically free then. It's really fucking
I will
good.
try it. Did you try Schmigadoon?
No. It's musical.
See, this is it. How many times do we have to tell you? Just put aside, like you keep asking us to try all this stuff, and I will try the stuff you ask us to try.
Anyway,
Just try
Buy Hunt then.
Schmigadoon.
buy Hunt
Huh?
Showdown.
You're not asking me. You're asking me to make a purchase that's completely different. You have
Try
Apple
it.
Plus.
You can always refund it.
I still have to purchase it.
Yeah, but you can refund it with less than 2 hours gameplay. You know.
No, look, it's not. It's a give and take relationship here, Neil, and I feel like you're
You're
not.
always taken. You're always taken.
Oh. Pilch is with me. Pilch is in spirit behind me, saying, "Come on, Neil, just try it. You have
Maybe
the
I
Apple
will.
Plus, right?
Maybe I will. Only till Sunday.
Okay, squeeze it in on Sunday morning.
I've got
Then
a busy
it'll help-
weekend.
It'll help. Okay, let's move on. What else?
That's basically all I've got. I've got nothing.
Is that
other
it?
than watch the best show that's probably been made about space stuff. That's semi-realistic.
What was that? Oh,
The one I just told you about.
That was
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's about space. I had no idea.
It's about
I?
like the premise is. It's about well, starts off in the late '60s where
What
obviously
if
they're
America
racing to get to the
didn't win
moon,
right?
and
Yeah.
basically instead of America landing on the moon first, the Soviet Union land on the moon first.
Oh, that one.
And
yeah.
that's the start point, and then it that's like sort of the race to the moon is the real part, and then as soon as the Soviets land on the moon, then it diverts into fiction and what could have happened had that been the case. And obviously America have got to fucking accelerate whatever they were doing because the Soviets were ahead of them, whereas obviously what really happened was America landed on the moon and we end up where we are now in this total shit pile. But,
Are there any musical numbers?
there's a lot of good music and stuff. No one sings on the moon. Well, actually, no. Maybe someone does sing on the moon. I don't know. Can't
Has
remember now.
anyone ever sung on the moon in a?
They
in
don't do a
uh,
big dance
in a
number.
movie? They should. Imagine the jumps.
Someone did actually sing on the moon, though, in real
was
life. One of them.
Oh.
Was it Buzz Aldrin?
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
I really don't.
Could have
know.
been after him. I don't know. He was walking on the moon one day in the very merry month of May. That's the song, isn't it? The song.
There's a "Walking on the Moon" song too.
Well, it wasn't that because it was way after that happened.
Okay, we digress. Dave, do you want to go? I'll go last.
Yeah. So I went camping on Monday
Ooh.
for 3 nights. So I came back yesterday.
3 nights is enough, eh?
3 nights was one night too many.
Oh,
Yeah. There's only there's I think I can deal with 2 nights of about 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. And then it was the third one. That was the killer. It was but like just not very comfortable. The dog was with us, not in its crate, and kept on jumping between us all night and barking sometimes.
Where were you?
Near Cromer,
Oh, right. Okay.
Norfolk. So it was it was nice, about 26, 27 degrees in the day. It was really windy at night as well. So camping, it was all flappy and lots of noise in the night and stuff. So yeah, it's beautiful over there. But yeah, like I think like I could like 5 years ago, I could I would have been all right. But yeah, now it's just it was. And then like I had to drive for 3 hours to get home. Yesterday, and I was absolutely shattered. So I'm still sort of recovering from my holiday.
All right.
Holiday.
So now we know how bad it was. What did you? How did you fill your days? What was going on? Cromer sounds like it's near the sea.
Yeah, so Cromer. Yeah, so it's on the east coast of East Anglia. It's absolutely beautiful beaches, and the towns are a bit naff, but bit naff in the fun holiday
classic way.
style.
Do they have any rock shops?
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
they had all that, rock shops, and the picture cutouts.
Did you go
on
to
the
Pleasurewood
side.
Hills?
We didn't go.
That
to
can't be that
Pleasurewood
far away
Hills,
from
no.
there.
No, I think that's Hunstanton. That's
It's
just up the
between
coast.
Great Yarmouth and Lowestoft. Famously, I remember the adverts.
Is it?
I don't know if Hunstanton is between Great Yarmouth and Lowestoft, but
No, that might be the other way. That might be a bit more south. I don't know. I've never been there.
no, I went once. No. I think it was a bit shit.
We saw a steam train. They do a steam
Living
train.
the
dream. Went on some really lovely walks through some ancient woodlands along the coast with me and the missus and the dog.
No daughter?
Nah, she's a bit older now. She wants to play, like, make friends and, I don't know, chase boys or something. Although she would never admit to it. But yeah, just play football. Knock about with mates. Get in trouble.
Now, with the dog, that's what we used to camp quite a lot, and that pretty much the dog for me is just put the knackers on that, because there's just absolutely no way I can plonk myself down in the middle of the countryside, where there are animals around, and then just have between me, my dog, and whatever is wild out there, just like a piece of fabric. Like, that's it. It just can't happen.
Oh, mate, when we was camping the other week, there were some right weird noises in the night. When it got dark, I was like, we were all sitting around, like, because we were breaking the camp rules, because you're supposed to shut up at 11 o'clock, but we didn't definitely not do that. And the first night we were there, we were up to about 1 o'clock gassing around the fucking campfire and that. Well, we didn't have fun, just around the lights. We say campfire, there were just lights on the table.
Right.
But yeah, we didn't realise that was the rule. But no one came around and told us to fucking shut up, so we got away with it. But yeah, there were some right fucking weird noises in the middle of the night around there. I was like, I think that might be a fox, but no one knows what a fox says, so it might not be a fox.
So foxes sound like they like somebody screaming that are being raped or something.
Well,
that's
could have been that. That could have been that.
That's fox cubs, though, isn't it? Right?
It was like a sort of I don't know.
We used to get them in the back of my house. Yeah, it is. It's like babies being murdered. It's really, really weird.
It was like a faint scream. I don't know. I would say, but it wasn't too.
And we did have we had loads of cows around us and a few sheep as well. So there's so there's definitely foxes because you could smell them in the woods. There was definitely
you smell a fox.
Oh, you can where they shit.
Their shit is really pungent.
Fucking stinks. Yeah.
Because of all them chickens they eat.
My sister had some chickens murdered by a fox the other day.
Oh yeah, but on purpose.
How much did it cost? How much did it cost to get the fox to murder the
the chickens were my sister.
What did she put a hit out on the chickens?
Is that cheap? Is it a nice, reasonable way to get rid of something?
She's handing the fox a brown envelope down the back alley. Come on, take care of
that Mr. Fox, not so fantastic anymore. So resorting to fucking assassination.
Foxes are bastards, basically. They will go into a chicken hutch and just
shred. So cute.
They would shred the chickens just for the fun of it, and they just because
don't
they're
they
alive
just eat them?
They can. No, they literally just
they can't help themselves. They have to kill them.
Yeah.
So you can domesticate a fox, though, can't you?
No.
You can.
You can't domesticate.
If it's born like in captivity, as it were, then it
No,
becomes
it's
like
like
a
it's
dog.
like zebras or zebras.
No, it's
I
not.
don't-
It's not.
I
It's nowhere
don't
near the
You
size of a
can't-
zebra.
No, I know
I
it's
think-
not like it's the same principle though. You can't domesticate it. It's a non-domesticatable animal.
I know someone who's got a pet fox.
I think
And
you
I'd
can
say-
have a pet fox. I don't think they
I'd
suddenly
say
become the
they're
level
not-
of domestication. It's not the same level
It
as
doesn't
a
go
dog.
around murdering chickens, as far as I know, and then come home
You
at
can
night.
take the fox out of the hen. Well, I don't know where I'm going with that
I-
one. It's,
I think if it came across a chicken as it was going for a walk, why you'd take a fox for a walk, or if a chicken landed in the garden, it would be shredded.
it would go back
Instantly.
to Mr. Fox mode.
You
Yeah.
can't resist a
No.
chicken, though, can you? Who can?
No one can.
Bit of peri peri
Oh.
sauce. Nom, 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 nom. So yeah, yeah, camping. Foxes. And yeah, it was a long old time. Oh yeah, Fraser was saying yeah, my Nilo's not too bad. Like she doesn't have the
Murderous instinct.
yeah, like she will bark, but she wouldn't go after stuff. Like we see cats and squirrels and stuff on our walks, and she doesn't bolt for them. I'm sure if they came close enough and she thought she could have them, she'd have a go. But she just sees them and just like ignores, like barks and basically ignores them. So yeah, so we're lucky with that. But the first time we went camping with her last year, we did take a crate with us, but it was so big, it took up most of the room in the car. I was like, oh fuck it, we'll try it without. But yeah, that just meant she could jump on us right in the middle of the night and swap between cuddling up to all of us. So none of us got a decent night's sleep.
Right.
So yeah, basically recovering from that today.
So talking about animals on the outside. So this was
Oh.
one thing when we went out in the morning to fish. So we jumped in my my friend's boat and we drove out across the lake. And we were sort of like 20, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 feet offshore or whatever. And then he pointed out, he goes, "Can you hear that?" And I'm like, "What?" And you could hear something like snapping twigs and moving around off the shore, right? And so I like to think that it was a bear.
I think it probably was, wasn't it?
It probably was a bear, yeah.
Or
So,
a fucking moose.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they have moose up there, but I haven't seen one yet. So
You didn't make any bacon for your moose.
no moose bacon yet, no.
Oof.
So Dave, you have a movie?
I watched a new Minions movie. I don't know what the full title of it is. New
It's supposed to be
Minions
alright, though,
movie.
isn't it?
It's actually quite good. Yeah.
Did you
yeah,
watch
it
the
was,
old ones? I quite like the Minions movie. They were quite funny.
Yes. Yeah, I have. I think I've only watched them once or twice.
How many Minion movies have we got now?
I think there's about 5.
4 or
There's
5.
Despicable Me 3, isn't there? So there's 3 of them. Plus there's the
Well,
Minions.
Yeah, like the Despicable Me movies have the Minions in.
Well,
but
they're quite a
Minions movie-
large part of the Despicable Me
Yeah.
films, I would say.
Yeah. And this Minions movie is about Gru, the main
So they're
character in
basically
Despicable
5
Me.
Despicable Me's.
Yeah.
Minions as a title sells seats on sells cinema seats.
Yeah.
More than Despicable Me.
It was
Kids
a
love-
it
I
was a
think
big
people know what they're
big
getting
fad
either
when
way.
it came out, wasn't it? There was all these people dressing up to go in to see Minions and stuff.
Yeah, it was
And
a
the
weird
cinemas are
thing.
getting upset that
Were people
these
dressing up in
kids-
suits?
Yeah, suits or Minion outfits.
Or Minion outfits? Minion
or-
outfits is definitely more of a problem than people dressing up in suits.
I
surely.
saw
Yeah.
something about some cinema had put a ban on anyone wearing a suit.
What the fuck is
Yeah,
that about?
it's-
How can
What
you
was
not?
that? Why did they do
I
that?
don't know, because they're idiots. Because they don't want to sell cinema tickets, I suppose.
Like-
What the fuck?
Like why they didn't like go full Minions madness on it? Like literally go like have a stupid hour, like £1 a ticket, put it on 3
Fancy
screens.
dress job.
Like all your fancy
All
dress.
10
like-
screens. The Minions.
just to like actually go nuts on it and go right. do what you want. Like, yeah, like ticket prices are practically nothing. Go in, like, have a song and dance. We'll do an extended singing version, or like.
They need to be. It's that sort of event which makes me
Right.
I
want
mean,
to.
it's not
which
like cinemas have had a great couple of years, is it?
No, but it's interesting, Dave, that you say that, right? Because I think we talked about this before. Like, I wasn't the biggest Top Gun fan by any means, but I was pretty sort of like kicking myself that I didn't go see Top Gun because like loads of people were all over it. And I think if you
Right.
went early on, you're part of an event, right? You're part
Right.
of everybody having a good laugh.
Yeah.
They need to do
Yeah.
more shit like that, right?
Well,
We
if
need
they
to
want
have
people to fucking go to the cinema, they do.
right.
Yeah.
We need something.
Right.
They need to start
Because
thinking about it.
Well, there's a movie hit Disney Plus today that's apparently really fucking good, and it was launched into Disney Plus straight away today, and that's
Oh
the
yeah,
new
what's that?
Prey, which is like the Predator, the newest Predator movie.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be good.
Apparently, it's really fucking good.
Interesting.
Good
So
for
I'll be
a
watching that.
good for a Predator
That's
film, or
no, actual good, because
Right.
it's like, it was before it was out. It was like 96% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. So well, that's only
Oh, right.
critic scores, obviously. But,
Right.
and I don't know who's watched it. I don't really know. I'm not that involved in it. But
Hmm.
the feedback I've been seeing, actually really fucking good.
Mm,
It's basically like
interesting.
they're Native Americans versus the Predator.
Oh yeah.
Like old, not like modern Native Americans, obviously, but like bow and arrows and stuff.
Right.
So
what is it like? Set like 200-300 years ago?
I guess so.
Okay.
Like pre-Wild West, I guess. I don't know exactly when, but yeah, it's supposed to be excellent.
Pre-white people.
I think there are white people in it actually, because they're the
Oh, yeah.
baddies, obviously.
Oh, of course. Okay, good. Anything more on Minions?
No, it was a good romp. It was just me and the missus, actually. Litlands went to cinema and see it, so me and the missus were like, we'll watch it to see what's going on.
Not with
see
the
what we
kid
missed
though.
out on.
Sorry, you went to the
Nah,
Minions movie with your missus.
Yeah, she went on. She's on a sleepover somewhere. So
Your missus?
we were like,
I'm not really concerned with why your daughter didn't go to the Minions movie. I'm more concerned why you went to the Minions movie.
it was something to do.
Okay.
I had the day off today, so.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nothing
Yeah.
else playing?
Playing. I've played.
I
quite a
shouldn't
lot.
judge. You can
Oh.
tell me to just go pound
Oh
sand.
right, on the cinema. Oh right, no, I don't know.
Top Gun's probably still on, isn't it?
It's probably still on. No,
All right.
I don't know.
No one
I
goes
just
to the
like.
cinema.
I was like, oh, it's only an hour and a half. It's like
Nice.
literally.
Perfect.
That is a good selling point. Yeah.
It's like I just wanted something thoughtless to watch and have a laugh with.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
I can't
like,
argue with that.
I also thought if it was a bit shit, like I'd probably fall asleep, but I stayed awake and watched it and enjoyed
Despite
it.
your camping tiredness.
Yeah.
Must have been alright then.
Yeah, it was good.
It was better than camping.
It was really comfy seat.
Okay. I really only have one thing that's sort of taken up most of my my week. So I took my car. I needed some work. Had a bit of a creak on the front right-hand side, and anyway, so I took it up to my mechanic because I knew that I needed some work done on it. Anyway, he goes, "You better come and see me," and that was like, "Oh dear, it's not going to be good, is it?" So I went up to see him, and basically, long story short, my back, it's air suspension on it, so the back shocks were leaking, which had in turn, because they were leaking, and it ran the air compressor more, so the air compressor was just accelerated to its death, pretty much. On top of that, I needed the front bearing it was a bearing replaced on the front suspension. I'm sure some car person will be shouting, "What doesn't tell us what it is?" I don't know. It's some bearing at the front. Brakes needed doing, which I didn't see that coming. I was pretty sure they'd just been done. But funnily enough, I've learned that a big fuck off heavy Jag goes through brakes like they're going out of style. Who would have thought?
4-ton car. When you stump on the brakes, they go from like 100% to about 20% in no time.
Yeah, it's a bastard. I didn't see that one coming. So anyway, like I was staring down the barrel of many thousands of dollars of work,
Oof.
plus, and that was just what needed to be done, let alone what could be done. There was tons of other stuff that could be done.
How much would it cost to remove the sub?
The sub I'd already removed. I always remove the sub before I give it to the mechanic.
Just in case he goes, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, because he has to access
How old are
underneath
you?
it.
How old are you?
That's all right. I'm just rounding out the system, Neil. I'm not trying to prove anything. Yeah, so unfortunately I just said, that's it. Okay, it's got to go. I can't do it. So I was absolutely crestfallen in a way that was, I like that car. I like that car a lot. So I was really gutted. But not for long, only for like a night. Just to figure out what I was going to do.
This was like me
it.
playing Walking Dead, was it? That first night.
This brought a lump to my throat for sure.
did it?
Well, the thing
Ooh.
is, I had to do a little bit of, like, I knew in my heart of hearts I couldn't afford
Is
to.
that what the mechanic made you do?
I couldn't risk what put a lump in his throat.
Well, I thought he was doing it to you.
Yeah. So anyway, it was just I couldn't justify keeping it on. Is it, whatever. And it wasn't like it was nice and it was great. It was it was like my dog. It was like stupidly large, outrageous, more than you possibly needed. But I loved it. Right. It was
Aggressive
great.
to other cars.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. So unfortunately, I had to say goodbye. He took the leaper off the bonnet for me, so I've got that
What?
as a souvenir.
Oh right, okay, right.
You know,
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I used to nick when I was about 13.
Yeah, you're that guy.
Oh, your
And,
camera's doing something weird, really
Yeah,
funny.
I know there's something up with it, so I'm sorry. I'll
Right.
just have to work through that. So yeah, and then in typical fashion, he's done this to me every time. He goes, "But I've got this one," and so I was like, "Oh, okay." And
This one's guaranteed
yeah.
to last 5 years before it costs you a small fortune.
Well, that's what they've all done, right? So I mean, the first one I had that lasted, I think I got 2 years out of that. Don't I get 3 years out of that one? The second one,
Wow.
I don't know. The second one, I got 2 years out of it before I got rid of it, and then the third one, I got 5 years out of it.
This
so.
your track record with fucking Jags is worse than my track record
Right.
with absolute
Okay.
bangers.
Right. But to be fair, the first one, I hit a massive pothole which wrecked the suspension.
We do that every fucking day over here.
Okay.
You
well,
can't
this was a
avoid potholes around
This
here.
was a North American pothole. This was a real pothole.
Oh, really?
This pothole
I don't
had
think
a
you've seen potholes until you've been round my way. They're like
Yeah,
every 10 meters.
Anyway, this one was big and it really fucked the suspension. It basically completely shifted it. So I basically wrote that car off.
Wow.
Then the second one, I only went in to get some tires. I asked him if he had some winter tires or some spare tires, some new
And
tires.
he looked at it and went,
and he goes,
"Ooh."
yeah. He goes, this is getting a bit long in the tooth. Hey, you should take a look at this one. Actually, he didn't write the other one off, but he said, oh, I've got this one, which was the XJ that I just got rid of. And I was like, oh, and I had the money to make that work. So I was like, yeah, okay. So I sold the other one and then I took that one. Yeah, and then this one has died, right?
God.
But it's died
Is
because
this going to scrap?
he'll use it as scrap. He'll pilfer
Parts.
parts off it to keep other ones going.
For the other one person who's got a Jag.
Yeah, there's a few still out there. So there was a beautiful XJR that he had there he was working on for someone. Anyway, there was another one like what's the other one? The XK convertible, black XK convertible.
XKR was when they started to get good, weren't it?
Yeah, I think the XKs were excellent. I'd love an XK.
That's when they revitalized themselves, like almost reinvented their brand.
Yeah. So, yeah, very nice. Anyway, so I picked up this other one, which is an XF black. Again, I keep saying no more black cars, but I didn't have any choice. It's what it was.
It's what came in, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
to be honest,
you put a picture in Discord.
Black's nice when it's clear.
Yeah, but to be honest, right now, the biggest selling point was the fact that was a car right in front of me that I could get, right? Because people are having a fucking really tough time getting cars. Like, you do not want to be car shopping now unless you
Mm.
really need to. There's a massive shortage. A lot of the dealers don't have many cars on their lots. The prices are ridiculous on used cars. I am hearing constantly people selling cars now that they bought 2 years ago and making more on them
Hmm.
than they
Yeah.
paid for them.
My
Well,
mate's
I
had his
told you,
Nissan Leaf
didn't
for
I?
a
When I
while, and he reckons he can easily sell it for at least what he paid for it. Like, and he's had that about 3 years, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you when I bought my car, my Fiesta, early 2020, no, 2021. About a few months later, they rang me and offered me more money to buy it back, and I bought it as a ex demo,
Right.
and yeah, like there's like, oh yeah,
Oh,
we'll
it's
give
like
you this
that. We
for it.
fucked up here. We could have fleeced him for another $3,000.
It was like it's new parts for or new components for new cars is difficult to get hold of, which jacks new car prices up, which means it bumps the second-hand price up. And yeah, people just like
And there's not many. Yeah. Well, the thing is, not many people. A lot more people are holding on to their cars longer than normal, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's not the influx of used cars to the market.
yeah. It's people. Well, there was like a 6 months, 12-month period where people like put no mileage on their cars,
Yeah.
which some people, like people driving up and down the motorway, put 40,000 miles on their cars, which is normally like a death sentence for you know, a big percentage, or not a death sentence, but it puts a lot more second-hand cars on the market, which just didn't happen for a year. So yeah, there's a big shortage of second-hand cars going onto market, because yeah, even now, like a lot more people are working from home and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of miles is not like as a whole is not being put on cars, and people are like, oh, I'll keep it another year, 2
Yeah.
years. I don't, and yeah, the
Yeah.
financial uncertainty coming
Well, I mean,
forward.
it's a bit of everything, isn't it? And to be honest, the relief that, like, it was like, okay, well, here's a car presented in front of me. I can afford it. I can, it very reasonable for, whatever. Okay, it might not last another 10. A part of me had really said that would be it. I wouldn't get another one. Like, I'd like something a little bit more reliable or whatever. But honestly, budget wise, sometimes you got to make a decision. Okay, I'll make a decision and get that one then. I was crestfallen that I had to buy the XF 3-liter V6 supercharged Jaguar.
Boo.
So that's what it is.
Oof.
Yeah, the kids like it. It's nice inside.
Is it how does it compare? Is it bigger, like
It's
more?
it's a completely different car.
Is it,
The
it feels like
XJ
an actual nice car to drive now.
No, the other one felt like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? The one before,
The old
XJ
one was a bit Arthur Daly, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
It was Arthur Daly, right? But let us not forget, right, that it was a massive Jaguar, and it was, to be honest,
It was a bit of an
brilliant.
old man's car, though.
Okay, at
But
some
this
point
one doesn't look like an old man's car.
Right? Would you like me to let you answer the question first?
Go on then.
Okay, the XJ, right, was like driving around in your grandfather's sofa. It's fucking huge, leather all over it. Like, I don't know how many cows died making that car, right? It had an extended wheelbase. There was more room in the back than we knew what to do with. It was fast. It had like a massive V8 engine. It was, and when you put it into sport mode, that wonderful suspension that ended up giving out on me, like, dropped the car lower and put it into like a firmer sport mode. The thing was a fucking beast. There was no justifiable way on earth that I should have owned that car, that I should ever own a car like that. Like, I got up.
8 out of 10 bank robbers approve of this car.
Right. And I said to the mechanic,
You can crash it into a fucking armored truck and it still survives.
That thing was absolutely bonkers. I don't care what anyone says. Like, they can rubbish them all they want. It's the same as like a massive, like the Mercedes SL. Like, it's a fucking lot of car, right? They're really, really cool.
I've never had a big car.
Right? there's big cars, and then there's those
Ridiculous cars.
ridiculously big cars, right? The boot, you could fit at least 2 bodies in the boot. No
Only
problem.
2?
They're designed for golf bags in mind, aren't they? Like lengthways.
Well, and then some, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
a golf bag and a
lengthways,
couple of dead bodies.
A couple of dead bodies, yeah. So, but like that car, that was something else. But this one's completely different. I mean, this is like a BMW, right? A 5 Series or something. Like, compares to the BMW
It won't
5
last as long
Series.
as one of those,
the
though, will it?
Oh, here he goes again. He's always got something. Here we go. Just a little needle. You know what? I was looking at the other day the cash key. I thought I should get myself a cash key.
Don't get one of those. I don't
Why
recommend
not?
them.
Why wouldn't I get one of those, Neil? I don't know.
Because they're cheap. And the boot's not big, considering how fucking big the car is. It's fucking annoying.
But it's probably sensible. It's probably sips the petrol.
It's only a 1.5 diesel, mine. It goes quite quick, considering.
Oh, there you go. It's got a little bit of pep in it too.
Not if it's full of
going
people.
down the buzzard, eh? Putting the fuck. Anyway, I got another one. Number 4.
I like it anyway. That's a nice looking Jag. Gotta be honest.
It's a good looking car. It doesn't look, the problem is it doesn't look like traditional Jaguars, which is a lot of people
that's the
hate.
good thing, isn't it?
Oh, fucking hell.
It looks like a modern car.
What's the premium bits that you got on it? You got a heated steering wheel.
It's got everything.
Do you have to
on
pay
it.
a subscription for that?
No subscription. The thing about the Jaguars is basically straight out as they're loaded, right? And when they come to the American market, because they sell so few of them, I think there's like not many options, right? They're not a big. They have not done well, Jaguar, over the last few years. In fact, I think things are really bad for them now. If some article I read.
Good time to buy one then.
But yeah, fully loaded out. So I don't know. It's got everything like it. But the problem is I've never owned a new car. So every time I get one of these, like this is 2015, this car. So I'm still 7 years behind. But to me, all the tech is new inside the car. Like, so I've never had got
Bluetooth.
Yeah, things you find. Yeah.
But only version 2.0.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like got everything. All-wheel drive. It's got all that stability, dynamic stability control, race modes, heated. It's got the full winter pack on it, heated everything, and it's fast as fuck. Holy smokes! Like that thing is, it's putting out like I think 350 horsepower or something like that, which is bonkers.
Is that more than the old one?
Yeah, more than the old one.
Oof.
But the old one felt more powerful.
I think that's just probably the lack of aerodynamics made it sound louder than it was.
I think the other one, just that beefier engine. What do they say? There's no replacement for displacement.
Well, how fucking big was that engine then?
That was a 4.2.
Yeah, probably massively inefficient though.
Yeah.
You've got a 3-litre V6 now.
Supercharged.
Yes, that sounds a lot better than the 4.2.
As long as you don't drive it.
But
I think if you drive it sensibly, it's a very sensible car. It's not very sensible car, but it's pretty easy going. If you put your foot down, forget it. All bets are off, right? Yeah. So same with most cars, though. So
I watched a video of the new Tesla.
Oh yeah,
bring it back to the Tesla S Plaid.
Save us, Tesla.
It's 1,000 horsepower.
Oh man!
Oh, it's an electric car. So.
Actually, I did hear
it does 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, but it's got 5 seats and it's a fucking family saloon. It's fucking mental.
Yeah, it's just too fast. But I did hear something the other day. These guys were talking about there's something, a hill climb event in somewhere in England. I can't remember where it was, but it was like basically a Jaguar meet up. And they do a hill climb, and everyone can participate in the hill climb or whatever like that. And they
as long as they've got a Jaguar, I assume.
As long as they got a Jaguar, then you can go in it. And there's a lot of very fast Jaguars, very powerful Jaguars or whatever. And they all did the hill climb, and yet one Jaguar just basically shit on all of them. And it was the I-Pace, the electric.
Yeah.
The electric.
That's a nice motor, that is. It's a fucking SUV, basically. Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. But there is something to be said for those electric motors, that's for sure.
It's the torque.
It's all about the torque.
I think this Tesla has got 3 motors in it or something. And they say a lot of like the Tesla Model 3, like when you go from 0 to 60, it's rapid. But if you're at 60 and you put your foot down, it's a bit sluggish. But this fucking thing, it's like a top speed of 200 miles an hour. They said it doesn't matter what speed you're at, you put your foot down, it just fucking goes like a fucking clappers. I was like, yeah, but it's $130,000. So
It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I saw
That's a
someone
bit,
around
yeah.
here was selling his Tesla the other day, like $100,000, and it was only a year old. I was like,
they are fucking expensive, the S's, that's for sure.
So anyway, so that's nice and exciting. The car is nice. It's good. Yeah. So I'm pleased, but I'm more pleased with the fact that I have the car situation sorted out. Like it's just fucking done
For 2
right?
years.
For 2, I don't care. 2 years, 3 years. I'd like to try and get 4 years out of it. So
How many miles do you do in a year?
none.
Just
Sits
go
on the
sits on the
driveway.
drive, basically.
I will do well under 5,000 kilometers this year, I reckon.
So what's that in miles then? In
Like
English?
2,500
miles,
3,000 miles.
3,500 miles.
3,500. Yeah, I don't do many. That's why I haven't
maybe a
got a
bit more
fucking
than that.
3-litre V6 car. I've got a fucking shitty Fiesta.
So, that's cars. Good.
Well, I hope
Let's-
I hope you enjoy it because it does look nice. And that's
Oh, have you put? Are you decked out with your stereo, like your sub and everything yet?
No. I'll get to that later.
I was gonna say, are you gonna like start drilling it and stuff, or?
The problem is, here we go again. The problem is, when I did the sub on the XJ and the S-Type were both the same. The Jaguar system basically runs optical fiber, or they did, to connect from the amplifiers in the head unit is at the front, the amplifier is in the boot, and then they use all these optical fibers to transmit the stuff between the two. And so just hacking into that as it's not easy, right? It's a fucking pain in the ass. There are workarounds, and you have to search around for it. And this one hasn't got as much boot space. You can only fit about 1.5 dead bodies in it. Although I tell you what, it has got, right? This is typical, and car people will know this. Almost anyone should know. Like, it doesn't matter. It seems to me that it doesn't matter what car you buy, they all have one thing that's really odd about them. Like, they just can't. I'm sure car designers, they have this thing. It's like, okay, here, this is everything this car has to have in it. Can anybody think of something frivolous we can put in it? We need to fill this gap at the bottom. Put something. Every car I've had has had something really odd about it. This one, you pull down the middle of the armrest for the back seats. And I pulled the armrest down for the back seats. It's in the middle. And I was like, there's a little bit of Velcro there. I was like, what's that? And so I pulled it, and this little little Velcro flap comes down. And then I was like, what the fuck? And it's like a duffel bag thing. And I was like, what is that? And I pulled this duffel bag out. And it basically was like a massive sock duffel bag thing. And it's for, do you know what it's for? Have a guess.
Murdering people.
Like a neck rest or something, or?
No, you have to imagine. It's almost like a big sock comes out of the armrest where you are, connected to the boot.
Is it for putting golf clubs in?
It's for putting skis in.
It's like a built-in golf bag, but no, it's for skis.
That's the proper winter package. It's like that.
I guess that is. Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
You did say it was fully loaded.
Is that standard on the UK cars?
I suspect not. That's the 007 version. Is this the one they used in that film? That they suddenly used a Jag instead of an Aston Martin?
I don't know. I'm behind on the Bond.
Or was that
films.
the baddies that had a Jag? I think it might have been the baddies.
Probably.
That had a Jag. Probably had some skis though. What was the one though with Pierce Brosnan when they was skiing? That one.
I don't know.
Not a
GoldenEye.
No.
God knows.
They might have been.
I don't know. Okay, all right. We're done with cars. Let's move on to what we've been playing. Neil.
Right. I haven't played a lot this week. I've been carrying on with the Chinatown Detective Agency game that I was playing. Largely, I've enjoyed it. It has a couple of problems, in my opinion.
Okay.
Quite big problems, in my opinion. When basically the whole deal is you're trying to solve puzzles, but there are puzzles you can solve within the game, and then there are puzzles that you need to resort to Googling and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's just a bit fucking buggy. There was one of the puzzles I had. I can't remember. It basically said you need to listen to this transmission. So I click on the evidence thing, click on the thing to listen to the transmission, and it didn't play any sound at all. I was like, how am I supposed to solve this problem when I literally can't hear the thing?
Right.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So I literally had to. There's a character in the game that you can phone for hints. And I'm like, one of before I got the quest, it was like you can either speak to your mate that you've employed or speak to this woman who's like going to give you a hint and stuff. So I phoned her, get her to give me hints. Like it looks like it's Morse code. I was like, that's fucking helpful. I literally couldn't hear a fucking thing, so I don't know how I was supposed to know it's Morse code without you telling me. If I'd have heard beep beeps and dots and dash, like long tones and short tones, I probably could have worked out it was fucking Morse code, but it didn't actually play a sound.
Okay.
So yeah, then I was like, that's not very helpful because I still can't hear what the fuck it says. So there was no visual representation of it. So I think I got her to give me the solution, which then displayed the Morse code on a screen. I was like, okay, I can easily decode the dots and dashes into fucking code. And when I'd done all that, and you put the code in, it still was the wrong answer. And I was like, I've definitely done this the right way. I fucking checked it and double checked it and triple checked it. These are the right numbers and letters that it says in Morse code on that thing. But no, so when I searched it, it was like, yeah, for some reason, the answer is not what it says on the fucking thing. I was like, well, how the fuck are you supposed to know what the fucking answer is when it actually tells you something completely wrong? It's like it was about 2 characters different. I was like, what the fuck?
So
that was quite annoying.
Maybe the audio was right and the
well,
visual
maybe, but I couldn't
representation was
hear
wrong?
any fucking audio. So who knows? It's just like
Mate.
this is really irritating because largely I've really enjoyed that whole fucking process of playing a bit of the game, going off and searching stuff on Google and going, yeah, I'm really clever now because I've solved this problem and I found out where this is supposed to come from and put in the right answer and we've done it right. And then it's massively let down by things like this huge bugginess, and sometimes the dialogue just massively trips out, and it's like there's not every line that's in the game is spoken, but it will occasionally just like totally trip out and play the wrong dialogue compared to what's on the screen, and like, what the fuck? But so it's full of bugs, but it is very good. It's very cool.
Right.
Like it's such a letdown that all of these problems are there, because if they'd have nailed it with all of these, like if everything worked, it would have been really, really fucking good. But as a result of all these problems, it's only like 70% good, I guess. It's still worth playing. I think I finished like the main storyline that I started. I finished, and there was definitely another point later on when it just fucking wouldn't, like something was fucked up with it, and I couldn't fucking solve the problem without resorting to looking at a walkthrough because it was just so fucking obtuse. There was just like a point where there's like a little tab at the bottom right hand corner where you click and it will give you like the dialogue that's gone on recently and what your next objective is, and there's another little tab for evidence and stuff like that. And literally towards the end of the game, I literally was clicking on it. It was just like, nope, I'm not going to let you see what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I just need to know where I'm supposed to be going and I can't click on it. And it was like, oh. So there's a lot of little fucking annoying frustrations with it. But overall, it was very good.
It's tough though, right? I mean, I can think of a few games where they're good games and then a bug or something wrong or a save file corruption or something screwing things up for you. It
Yeah.
just I'm not a game developer, obviously, but I mean, it has to work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Has to work. Like
Yeah.
it's just rips the guts out of your enjoyment of the game.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's
It
done
was
that.
super
with you.
frustrating because I mean, like I say, overall, I
Get a lump in
still
your
liked
throat.
it, but yeah, that was proper annoying.
Mm.
All of the little problems are just like stuff that just wasn't working. It was just, oh. But there are 2 other storylines that I haven't done, which I could go back and do potentially.
Would you have to start a new game?
Well, I've got
Or
a save game before I chose.
right.
I think like there's you get a choice. You get a point in the game where you have to choose 3 people to work for. I chose the one, and then there are like obviously there's 2 other choices, and I didn't know at the time. But the one I chose was like the big storyline. It was a really cool story, and it's really like the whole like the storyline of it's obviously set in like 2030 something. So it's set in like a sort of the world is going more and more to shit, and has gone to shit a bit, and a lot of people have like fucking died and stuff. But so it's all of like technologies advanced and stuff like that. And the storyline I did was all around like a guy, sort of tech companies and stuff like that, and it was cool. It was like a bit of like government corruption and all that sort of thing. Like apparently, I did read an article. Some guy who was from Singapore, because it's all based in Singapore, said it was like if you were from Singapore, there was loads of things in the game that were really cool because it was written in like they have an English sort of dialect in Singapore apparently, and they have their own little like sort of slang and things like that, and like inflections and stuff like that. And it was all apparently really bang on for people who were from Singapore. It's like that's not a particularly large population, I guess, compared to the rest of the world, but those people really appreciated it. But I guess I missed it. It was definitely had a lot of the whatever dialogue was there was full of character, and I don't know, it was a bit weird, a bit stilted at times, but and like I say, not everything was voiced, but I really did want to really enjoy it, and the little bugs and stuff like that really took it off the edge. So I don't know if I'll go back and finish the other 2 storylines. I might do, because it was, like I say, it's interesting enough to have persevered with all the fucking bullshit that wasn't right with it. So that was that for the time being. I did finish it.
Remind me again, Neil, where you're playing that? Is that on PC?
That's through Game Pass. I am playing it on PC. I believe it is on Xbox as well. I have played it with. I don't know how it would work on an Xbox actually. I think it is on Xbox, but you obviously you're typing in answers, so that would be a minor annoyance. You don't have to do a lot of typing, but if you're doing it via a gamepad, I guess that would be slightly irritating. But you don't have to do that much of it. A lot of it's just literally like you're going around clicking on parts of the screen to pick up clues and stuff like that. The information is there on each screen, and it is like you go to all these different places around the world, and it's like I guess it's 16-bit ish pixel art. So there's enough color. It's more than 8-bit colors, but it's pretty chunky pixels. But like depending on what time of day you go to places, it changes, and it's really nicely done art wise, and it is cool. It's different to most games that are out and about. Right? It's different. It's a bit different, and it was cool, but full of bugs, so slightly annoying. I have continued to play the cat game, Stray. I think I'm getting near the end.
I can't work out. I've heard a few podcasts where people have been talking about it.
So have I.
And all I seem to hear is people going about their pets when they see the cat. Like I can't seem to figure out
I'm not a cat guy.
Is this game actually any good?
Or it is good.
Or is this the darling for 2 weeks, and then we'll never hear about it again.
I don't know about that. I think it's good. I don't think it's game of the year or anything like that. But
So it is good, but really, it's
if you like
primarily
cats, you're going to
driven-
really fucking like it, I think. Because
just
and
strikes
I
me
don't
as-
really like cats, but I really appreciate how it makes you feel like a cat.
Just
Like
something you
what I
wanna-
imagine to be a cat.
Watch
So it's like
face.
it's good. It's good at being a cat.
Neil's already ordered his Amazon tail butt plug. haven't you?
Hang on.
Sorry for the younger listeners. I don't even know what that is.
No, but yeah, I like the first part of the game. You're with your cat family. You get separated from your cat family early on in the game, and then you're into this like weird world. So I've not played a lot of it last week, and I'd only played like 20 minutes. So I'd basically been doing the tutorial, and got to the point like the bit where you're with your cat family is the tutorial where you learn like the mechanics, or the basic mechanics. Because when you get separated, you fall down some fucking big like slope, and you're into like this underworld cyberpunky type area where there's no humans around anywhere, and there's all these like humanoid robots are the sort of the humanish characters.
You basically have to do shit for them, don't you?
So, well, yeah, a bit. It's like if you want to progress, because what happens is you pick up a companion. You pick up a sort of droid companion, like a micro droid, that gives you like a little backpack for your cat. And like I've heard a couple of people saying, like when you put something on the cat, like when you first put this thing on the cat, it's like what the fuck is this? And it can't walk properly. It's like you've put something on me and this is not right, and it's all like fucking like crawling along the floor and it looks really fucking weird. So people have said like that's just like a fucking cat.
I'm looking at the footage you have
Hmm.
stream. I realized I haven't seen any footage of this at all, but it looks really good.
It does
like I
look
say,
quite apocalyptic.
yeah, this is like The Last of Us, where like everything's overgrown and like there's no fucking people left.
The Last of Puss.
Yeah, hooray!
Show title right there.
But when you get down into the cyberpunky area, it is really visually impressive. Like the lighting's really good, and it's like it's not doing a lot, I guess, but it looks incredible when you're in like the sort of cyberpunky area. And yeah, you have to like you get involved with all these robots and you're doing jobs for them or whatever. If you like, I don't really know what like as a cat you don't. The motivation I guess is to get back with your family, but I don't know what's going to happen at the end, obviously. But it's a lot of
Not very long, I heard.
No, I've heard it's only 4 or 5 hours long, so I must be getting towards the end. I've done a few, like, helped some of the humanoid robots and stuff like that too, and then they'll help me. And there's been a couple of times when I've been like lost at what I should be doing, whether that's just me being thick. But yeah, this is the point now where if you're watching where you lose your family. We get ready to get that lump in your throat. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Baron's got a question for you.
Yeah, I saw that. That has not bothered me, the lack of the cat butthole.
Hang on. Did we have to read the question before we...
Go on then. The question was, does the lack of a cat butthole detract from the game's realism? I guess if you're that obsessed with cats, maybe. But if you're that obsessed with cats, I don't know if this is the thing for you. Maybe you want to be watching some weird videos or something instead. But yeah, that wasn't as a non-cat person. The lack of a butthole has not bothered me in the slightest. So yeah, I will finish this within the next week.
With or without butthole?
Yeah, definitely without butthole.
I'm sure there'll be a mod for it soon.
Baron says
mate, there are some mods. If you've got the PC version, there's a Garfield mod where obviously you can play as Garfield instead of, and your cat is Garfield.
Oh, is it on Steam or something?
Yeah, it's on Steam, but it's like 25 quid on Steam. I got this
How
bundled
much?
in. Exactly,
What
I
the
got this bundled
really
in with
nice
PS Plus.
car?
That's like a third of my PS Plus membership for one game. So, what was I going to say?
Mods. Garfield.
Yeah, so the other mods, there's like Garfield, there's like fucking, you can have like a dog in it instead and all sorts of fucking stupid shit. But yeah, I am not playing the PC version. I wouldn't have paid to play this game.
You played it on PlayStation?
I've got it through PS Plus, so that's why.
Is that on PlayStation 5 or 4?
PS5. It's only on PS5
Oh.
and PC, Steam.
Oh, okay.
But
do you get an option for performance or?
I don't know. I can't remember. If that was a thing. That's definitely been an option on a few games I've played. Do you want to prioritize performance, or do you want to prioritize fidelity type of option?
Yeah, so it's like 4K or
it's like 4K 20 or 1080 60.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. But I have bought another game on the PlayStation this week because they've had a big summer sale. I actually bought a game.
Okay.
It's one of those games that literally is only available on PlayStation, which is kind of why I bought a PlayStation. I bought Gran Turismo 7 this week.
Okay.
I had to delete some stuff off my hard drive to install Gran Turismo 7 because it's 100 gig. And I'd installed a load of old twat. I've uninstalled Demon's Souls, so that's done. And I've uninstalled Returnal because that was fucking 66 gigabytes. Returnal, and I was not having that much fun with it. It was doing my head in. So it's too hard. And same with Demon's Souls, that was just too hard. So I've wiped off those two and I've installed Gran Turismo 7. However, I haven't got that much to say about playing it because the only bit I've played was while it was still installing. It says, you know that thing where they started doing with Xbox One and PS4, it's like start downloading the game and at a certain point you'll be able to play and we'll just carry on downloading. It's like, yeah, you can play a little tiny piece.
Right.
But what they do in Gran Turismo is I don't know if it's still available once you've downloaded the whole game, but there's this thing called Music Rally while it's installing. So you like get 3 tracks and each track has a music track playing and you have to basically go as far as possible during the time of that music track. And if there's like bronze, silver, gold, classic Gran Turismo stuff, like if you get so far, you get a bronze. If you get a bit further, you get silver. And if you get the farthest distance of it, it's gold. I've got within like 0.04 of a mile of gold multiple times. I'm like,
that sounds like a really good way of getting really sick of a single song.
Well, I've got to be honest. Like, there's 3. Like I say, there's 3 tracks. One of them's some dodgy track from Gran Turismo Prologue or something. I don't know because I didn't play that. One of them's something with Idris Elba in some sort of, I don't know how you describe that sort of music. He's like rapping in it. Some other people are in it as well. It's not really a rap. I wouldn't describe it as a rap tune or whatever, but it's like modern
UK
music
drill
with some rap stuff going on in it. And then there's like I can't remember what it's got like a mix of classical tunes, but it's like with like a thumping drum beat going on it, and which is actually the most fun. So, and you get like 3 different cars, and the idea is it's a bit like classic arcade. You got to get to like to continue to the song finishing. There's like checkpoints, and every time you hit a checkpoint, it'll bang in like 30 seconds or whatever onto your time. But as soon as the track finishes, that's as far as you're going, and then it will just like stop. But and then you get a replay. That did ask me if I wanted to prioritize frame rates or ray tracing. So when I look at it, it's like I went with ray tracing because even when you go with ray tracing,
Really?
it still
Okay.
says we will still prioritize frame rate when it's important. I was like, okay, so basically, I'm just gonna when you're racing, it's still gonna run at like 60 without ray tracing.
They have to, don't
Yeah,
they? I
yeah,
mean, I could imagine it like that. They would say, because those cars have always been those games have always been really cool when they, even from the first one when they did,
mm.
showing things, all very stylish, all very good. I mean, it's the same with Forza, right? That sort of walk around the cars and whatever, where
Mm.
they look absolutely gorgeous. Like you
Yeah.
probably
The Forza
frames
Vista
don't
mode was
matter.
definitely like a step up visual fidelity, but
Yeah, if they can do it, if they can intelligently do that, where they're just like, okay, well, here when here when it doesn't matter. As soon as you race, right, we're back down to
yeah, it's all about
frames.
the frames. Yeah.
It has to be. It
I'll
has
tell you,
to be.
it did feel really fucking nice. Those there was only racing. I don't know what it was. Some old fucking proper old 60s convertible speedster was in one of them, and I can't even remember the other two cars. They were that forgettable, but like nothing special I've raced so far. But I'm really looking forward to getting into that because from what I've just played from that mode, I'm like, yeah, this feels good. And but you know, it is fucking stupid. These fucking reactive trigger things that they've got on the PS5, that is so fucking good. And but every time that people have done it properly and really paid attention to it, it's been really fucking good. And like, what happens in Gran Turismo is like the left trigger is like, you play these racing games. Left trigger's now brake, right trigger is now accelerate. Whereas it used to be like right stick forward and back used to be forward, like accelerate when Gran Turismo first came out.
Okay.
Pre-analog triggers and stuff like that. As soon as triggers come along, that's just a game changer with like racing games. But now, like, there's definitely tension on the accelerator. But the main thing is on the left trigger, when you pull the trigger to brake, you definitely get like
The ABS,
you
like the
get to you feel a point where if you continue to pull, you're going to lock the brakes.
oh, okay.
It's like it's really fucking. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just feels great. And it's
Does
like
it
I
go?
know
Is it
this is
like
the
hard,
point
hard,
where if I
hard, and
pull any
then really
harder, I
loose?
am going to lock my brakes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
such a benefit in like racing games, that sort of stuff. So, like, I can't say it's worth the fucking money because it's crazy money to get a PS5 and Gran
Mm.
Turismo. But like, I used to love Xbox controllers for driving and particularly for driving when the triggers were brilliant, 360, and the Xbox One the same. And the PS ones were never as good. Even the DualShock 4 felt a little bit loose. But the fucking DualSense, mate, that is an absolute amazing controller. And the stuff they're doing with it, like the PlayStation produced games and some others, because it's in other games as well now. But that is an amazing controller. I've got to be honest.
Am I right in thinking that if you wanted a controller to use on your PC, the PlayStation ones are better?
The DualSense, I've got a DualSense that I bought for PC, and it works. But to get like it worked on Formula One on PC, like the adaptive triggers, but you have to plug it in.
Right.
Like whereas PS5 you can play wirelessly and everything just fucking works.
Yeah, I mean, just
And
generally though, I was under the impression, I don't know why, that a PS5 controller is the best way to go if you're
I don't.
going to hook
Well,
up to
thing
your
is, if you've got a
PC.
PS5 controller, it's not natively supported in Windows, so you will
Yeah,
need to fanny about download. I've got a program called DS4 Windows,
yeah, maybe not.
but you just literally like once it's installed, a lot of games it works natively. Like Steam's got profiles for it. If it's on Steam, it will probably work. But it's
Right.
things like playing a Game Pass game on PC, you'll probably need to load DS4 Windows. Anything
Right.
that's not Steam, you might need to load that program up to make it work.
Hmm.
But
So I can't afford a PS5, but I could probably stretch to
well,
a PS5 controller.
mate, honestly, I prefer it. Like I say, since Xbox 360 came out, I've preferred Xbox controllers the whole way through. But this is a fucking great controller. It hasn't got the offset sticks. That's the only thing that potentially you could say. But I think it's an absolutely incredible controller. Feels
Mm.
real nice in your hands.
So what's your how's the future looking for Gran Turismo?
Well, it gets updates. It's literally just had one.
No,
But
for you.
for me,
Yeah.
I'm not buying a wheel from PS. I'm not buying a PlayStation wheel because I've already got a wheel, but it's only that works on Xbox and PC. So I'll only be playing on my controller.
But you've started your career, have you?
I've not managed to play anything other than that silly mode while it's because
Oh,
it
right,
was fucking taking ages to install because it was like a
How
100
big
gig
was it?
download, 100 gig
100 gig,
download.
yeah.
And when it got to about 30 gig, I think it would let me play that silly mode. And I was watching this, so the downloads bar was at the top right of the screen. It was just taking fucking ages. It wasn't even moving. I was like,
You have to go to bed on those ones.
yeah, exactly. I was like, so I haven't had a chance to go back to it since because I've been busy today sorting stuff out. But I can see a lot of time getting sunk into that. And it's on sale, on digital sale. It's not super cheap, but it's like
40 quid.
it was so many percent off. It's like 70 quid full price, and I think it was 40
I'd
odd
want a
quid.
disc. I'd want a disc version just so I could flip it, right? Jeez.
But this
it's
is
a lot.
Gran Turismo. This is a game that you could. That's not. You're not going to flip Gran Turismo until fucking Gran Turismo the next one comes out, which could be about 10 years. So
That would be the PS6.
I've lost my headphones. Hang on. There you go. I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah. So yeah, like there's certain games like Gran Turismo's got unlimited replayability, as far as I'm concerned. If you're into that kind of thing, they'll be releasing free updates every so often. So that's a value for money purchase if you're into that kind of thing. But like if I'd have bought Returnal for 70 quid, I'd have been fucking pissed off. Digital, because that's it. Stuck with it.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely games like that I want to have. Like, and I say, like for Horizon, things like that. They're the sort of games you can buy on a disc and finish and then sell. But
True.
something like Gran Turismo, that's going to be around for years and years.
Fair enough.
So probably hear a bit more about that next week.
Cool.
Okay.
That's me.
That's nearly done.
All right. Dave, you want to go?
Yeah. I've played a little bit of Turbo Golf, I think it's called, on the Game Pass for PC. Game Pass Racing, I think that's
Turbo Golf Racing.
Turbo Golf Racing.
Or
Looks a
Game
lot
Pass
like Rocket
Racing.
League, doesn't it?
It's basically Rocket League, but it's interesting in that it's instead of you versus player versus ball, it's you versus ball versus course versus player. And I know it sounds a bit weird, but you basically you don't have any interactions with other people's. So everyone's got a ball. The game type that I was playing was there was 8 players. You've each got a ball. You can't interact with each other or each other's balls, and you hit the ball around the course and you try and get it in the hole as quick as possible. It doesn't matter how many hits. It's just the time. You get the ball to the hole quickly as possible, and you, depending on where you are against the other players, you get a certain amount of points. So first place gets 8 points. There's 8 players, and it goes down 7, 6,
Doesn't
5.
matter how many times you hit the ball then.
Doesn't matter how many times you hit the ball. But from what I remember of Rocket League, your car acts and responds, if not exactly, extremely similar.
Yeah.
You can pick up weapons and you can fire them, which does interact with other players. So you can blow them up, basically reset them to a different point along the course. You can even turn on what I sort of say is easy mode, that it gives you a visual representation of where the ball is actually going to go in relation to where you hit it. The hole for the golf course is very large and very generous, so you don't actually have to hit it exactly into the hole. You can hit it in its general direction. It kind of gets sucked into the hole itself. But maybe that was just I don't know. But it was okay. Like, yeah, if you like that and you really like Rocket League, and yeah, it's oh sorry,
Sorry, I was
Neil's
fucking getting
Neil's
stuff,
messing
other stuff already. Forgot about that.
Neil's messing up with the videos. But it's free at the moment on Game Pass. It's a good mess about.
It doesn't
I'm
look
not
terrible.
Doesn't look terrible. I'm not really gonna sort of spend a huge amount of time on it. I might like jump into it now and again if I keep
Probably
it
be a
installed.
laugh with a few people you know, by the look of it.
Yeah, I think so. And there's all the uh, rewards and not battle pass, but game pass. You can buy for it and buy additional skins and everything. I think that's how they're going to make their money on this.
Mm.
But yeah, it's
So hang on, is it
it's
going to be a free-to-play game? Because it's on
It's
Game
not
it
free
is
Pass,
to
isn't
play
it?
on
it's free to play at the moment. Yeah.
It's not free to
So
play on Steam though. No, let's not get confused, because it's free to play because it's on Game Pass.
right.
It's
Yeah.
not free to play. It's It's $22 on Steam.
Is it really?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, I suppose I remember Rocket League as being
Yeah, that was
PS
initially
Plus,
a paid game.
and then it went paid on all the other services.
But if you didn't have PS Plus, you had to buy it. So
Yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, it's okay. Just get Game Pass and play
For
it if you
goodness sake,
really want to
people
play
just
it.
get Game Pass.
Just get
oh,
Game Pass.
Did you hear about the Game Pass?
The
No.
Game Pass.
They're trialing the family membership, apparently.
I
Okay.
saw something about that. Wasn't it in Ireland or something?
In Ireland and Colombia, I think it was. But in Ireland, I saw it was €21.99 for the family membership, which I think is 4 accounts basically, as long as you're in the same country. Doesn't say in the same house, in the same country. I'm like, that's quite generous. That's like a $5 each.
Yeah, that's very generous.
So,
yeah, potentially a lot cheaper.
yes.
So yeah, no, it's it was a good half hour. I played a couple of games. I won a few. Well, I didn't win a game. I came close a few times. Got a few skins. Decked out my car. Yeah, it was okay. It's definitely not golf.
It looks alright though, to be honest. It does look alright.
Yeah, but it's definitely more you versus ball versus course versus player.
But it's golf.
Rather than golf is you've got to hit it the least amount of times. You could.
Yeah, but
I'm sure
you're
if
basically playing against yourself in golf.
yeah, basically. Oh, well, you're playing against the ball, against the course, against the players. So yeah, that was it. I'll tell you what. I'll talk about multiverse quickly.
You're just doing that to mess with me, aren't you?
No, I'm not really.
It's alright. I have got that ready to go.
No, I'll talk about Ghost Recon. Actually, I've put in about 4 hours today on Ghost Recon Wildlands. Quite a lot of time actually. Much to the annoyance of the missus. We played this when it was in.
Was it on a free weekend or something?
It was a free weekend, or it was a demo. And I think we got to a certain point and then it finished. Like we got to play the
I
first.
remember you could
campaign,
cause
first
havoc
area.
with parking a car on the road, and they'd just be a massive queue of cars because
Yeah.
they wouldn't go around the car.
Yeah. It has there is some Just Cause mayhem that you can inflict. Not with the grapple or with the rocket grenades, but with messing with the locals. Yeah, it was. I'm not. I think when we played it before, or when I'd played it previously, I very much played it as a stealth game, checking out these compounds, like getting the drone out, marking where everybody is, doing silent shots and skill and like oh, I can't remember what it's called, but you basically line up everybody's shot together to silently take out people, and you work around a compound, take everyone out, get all the intel, and this time I'm just going in, running and gunning, like fuck it, just shoot my way through trouble, and it keeps on trying to make me do stealth, and then doesn't punish me when I don't, and it's fun when I don't. So it is trying to put me into like online lobbies and join other people's game and keep asking me if I want to make my game public so other people can join. But no, I tried it like when I first started. I was like, nah, everyone's doing their own shit. Like, no one wants to, as a group, do a collective thing. Like, you just see baddies and you start shooting them, and then like start going into a town and trying to go. Like, it doesn't work. Well, I suppose it doesn't work for me in a public lobby. People like actually on Discord or something, actually, like working together probably would. But yeah, the amount of times that I went on, like I was in about 3 or 4 different games in public areas, and I don't really know how the progression works. Like, and that was a bit weird as well. But people just jump in choppers. Like, I was running towards them, and they just fly off. You're like,
cheers, thanks for waiting.
like, and like with the single player, like you do that with your co-op, but not your co-op, your AI. Like they spawn into the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. I
After
remember that being a thing where it didn't seem to matter where they were. The instant you got in a vehicle, they all appeared and be like, "Great, let's all go."
Like, a couple of seconds later, like in you would have thought in a multiplayer or a co-op lobby, like everybody was working towards the same mission, and you like it would have given you the option of, okay, so this person's closer to the mission or is engaging. Do you want to spawn to them or near them? Nah, fuck it. Some players are like 10 kilometers away. Like
definitely needs a group.
Yeah. So so yeah, I was just like, nah, get rid of all of that. But I was having a really good time with it on single player. Just doing the side missions, and I've done a few story missions. Yeah, like getting all the intel, getting weapon mods, just upgrading. It is an Ubisoft game, but it's not like you are locked down to an area until you, I don't know, climb a tower. That is not the same as an Assassin's Creed in that sense, but there is areas that you've got to go through and basically destabilize the cartels.
You have to take out like the bosses, don't you? Like there's like sub
Yeah.
bosses in each sort of area.
That's it. Yeah. So you work through the story, and the story goes through and yeah, works through the main bosses. But there's all these side missions that you can get the sort of local rebels more powerful, more likely to engage the enemies, and things like that. So yeah, it's.
How does it work with the Game Pass? Do you have to download it through Ubisoft Connect and all that?
So it's on Game Pass. So you press install on Game Pass, and it takes you to an Ubisoft installer that you've got to install the Ubisoft installer. and then you've got to create an account, which I already had an account, which gave me shitloads of stuff for games that I've played on Ubisoft already.
Have you got Rainbow Six Siege kit?
Yeah,
like
I got Rainbow Six
armor and
Siege.
stuff.
I've got loads of is it what's it called?
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, and a few Watch Dogs, stuff. Yeah. It's like when I started playing, it was like, oh, you've earned this and you've earned this, and it was like 5 minutes of that. But yeah. So when you sign in to your Ubisoft account, then it plays. So when you play on Game Pass, it takes you to the Ubisoft launcher, which then launches the game.
Well, it's a bit like the EA stuff, then, I guess.
Yeah.
On Game Pass.
Yeah. So it was a bit weird because I hadn't done the EA stuff. And yeah, it was a bit odd to start with.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's on PC Game Pass. I don't know what it's like on Xbox.
I assume if you're on Xbox, it just loads it through the Xbox store,
and it'll just sign you in with your Xbox stuff.
I'm not even sure exactly how they've got that connected, because when I play Phoenix Rising, I will get Ubisoft achievements popping up as well as the Microsoft achievements popping up.
Right.
Somehow it's connected. I don't know. It's all weird. It's convoluted. Just give the fucking game to Steam and be done with it. Give it to Xbox and be done with it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Very, very odd. Very strange. But yeah, like happy that's come to Game Pass because yeah, I enjoyed it when it was on a demo or a limited weekend before.
I've got a few days of Ubisoft Plus left. I forgot about that. If you've got Twitch Prime, like basically if you've got an Amazon Prime account and you've linked it to your Twitch, one of the rewards is a week of Ubisoft Plus for PC. So that it gives you access to basically everything on Ubisoft. The ultimate editions of everything. I installed and played about 2 minutes of Splinter Cell Blacklist and then went, I'm not fucking playing this. So I uninstalled it. I didn't realise it was going to activate the instant I clicked on the thing, but yeah, it did. Wow. So warning if you've got Twitch Prime and you think, oh, that's cool. If you're not ready for a week of Ubisoft Plus, don't click on the link just yet because you've got a few days, 20 odd days, I think, before you have to claim it.
Nice. So that's that. Played a couple of hours of it. Really enjoyed my time. If you're gonna play co-op, don't play it with randos. No. But yeah, I think it's quite a satisfying action shooter. I think it keeps trying to be a stealth shooter. Fuck off stealth. Don't worry about that. Just do a little bit of it, but yeah, it's you don't need to. I like it as an action one. The last game I played, Multiverse. I downloaded that on Steam last week after you spoke about playing it. I just get massive Smash Brother vibes from it. Like all of it from, fighting off the platforms, trying to hit them out of the boundaries, even so far as some of the actual moves themselves. It's a fighter, so but it does remind me I think it was who was I playing as Jake, from Finna Jake, reminded me of. Was it Mario or Luigi?
Oh, I've not played Smash Bros, so I can't help you.
With one of the with some of the moves and special moves that I was doing, it was very similar in how I do it. The first game I played was a team game, so I teamed up with one other player on my side versus two players. I think it did sort of matchmake on that in that we were all level 1, so
Right.
I think it recognised that we hadn't actually we'd never played a game or played very little games on this, so we hadn't leveled up. Leveling up being a progression-based XP unlock mechanic, which all these games have nowadays. So yeah, won that. It was enjoyable. It was very much Smash Brothers though. And if you haven't played Smash Brothers, a platforming fighter game. And this is free.
Yeah,
Well, it is at the moment. It
it is
will
going to be free to play. I mean, there's all the definitely. There's a battle pass. There's a premium currency that you can use to unlock characters permanently,
right.
and stuff like that. So definitely going to be free to play. I think there's been a delay to the start of season 1. I did read this week, which is going to introduce Morty from Rick and Morty as a character. Apparently, it's just a crazy amount of Warner Brothers is just massive.
I'm interested in this game, not because I want to play it, but the amount of IP that they are putting in this game is pretty astounding. I would imagine they have a lot riding on this, a lot of money invested in this. It'll be
I think they can afford it by the look of it, by judging by the IPs that are going in it, because they've got fucking everything.
Yeah, well, it's still, it's still, the development of it can't be cheap. So
it is well done. It is really well done.
It does look really well done, and if I was a betting man, I would have to say I think this is going to be pretty successful.
It's gonna if it gets to Evo, I think you're guaranteed success in a fighting game, aren't you?
Well, I was actually quite impressed by the actual network latencies of the fighting itself. So I was playing with one person and against 2 other people. And if there's any network judder, if there's any latency, it's extremely evident when it's a fighting game. I played a couple of games.
I didn't even think about that when I was playing it.
Yeah, I don't think let's not, our level, before I start throwing it around, our level is not going to care, but competitive, I mean, you can't, every millisecond of ping counts, right?
Yeah. I have noticed it on. I do notice it on racing games when my ping is especially
that racing games can be an absolute nightmare where people are jumping around all over the place on the track.
Yeah,
and that's quite distracting.
Yeah, but on this, I didn't. There was sometimes I can't remember what game I used to play. There was a little bit of rubber banding where the game had to catch up or characters moved. But on this, there was absolutely nothing. No micro pauses.
When I've played it, it literally feels like you're just playing against someone sat next to you.
Yeah.
Whether they're doing some magic there or not.
But... Yeah. But it feels like you're playing a couch co-op. I don't know if there is going to be private lobbies or anything like that, but that it would be fun to play this game against other people in a group, because I'm sure we could all play it together and it will be we'll be sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
So, but that would be an interesting test actually. Playing it with such big sort of Fraser being in Canada and us being in the UK, to see if it actually is.
We might probably just be whooping our asses or something, because
it just depends which server, right? Where are we playing this?
That is a Steam.
It's on
Yeah.
every platform though.
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
Epic. The one thing I've had a problem with, I don't know if you've had this, when you close the game, it continues to say that you're playing it until I went into my task manager on Windows and closed the Epic online services overlay.
Oh, okay. No,
So-
I got it on Steam. So
Yeah, so I got it through Steam, and that's still that's just been like I've shut the game down and everything's shut, but Steam says I'm still playing it until I go in and close that process from running. So I don't know, bit weird.
And that's it. That's me. That's my game that I've been playing.
Okay. All right. Well, I've had a little bit of an odd one here, boys, because I have, by accident, started Valorant, and then in trying to shut it down, I've now got a black screen. I can hear you. I know that everything's working, and I can see my camera's working on the Twitch stream on my phone. I can't see anything on my screen, so I'm just going to fly blind here. I think if I'm going to have to go in order of what I want to talk about, I think I've got 3 games. I didn't
You
print
have.
my notes. So the golf one, I've forgotten. Wasteland Golf, is that what it's
Golf
called?
Club Wasteland. Are you going to
Golf
talk
Club
about that
Wasteland.
first? Because that's the only one I haven't got queued up.
Okay, that one I'm going to talk about first. I'm not going to dwell on it, but I did. Stu was talking about it on the Veteran Gamers. He said it was cheap, so me being the cheap ass that I am, went and had a look, and it was like $3 or something like that. So I was like,
Where's
oh,
that on? Where is it? $3?
On Switch. It was on sale.
Okay.
So I was like, that sounds like a price that I'm prepared to pay.
This doesn't look like this.
I think it's about $12 now, full price on Steam. So it shouldn't be more than like 7 or 8 quid, I don't think. But I thought I'd give that a go. It's a golf game. I mean,
Yeah, but it's not though, is it? It's a story game with golf in it.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, I've played, the first 18 or 19 holes, because it doesn't stop at 18, it just keeps going. And they're just holes, right? So you can say that there's a story if you want, but I don't even know what that story is. It's pretty much just basically each hole is based around it being a wasteland. So you're hitting the ball off like cars and shit and up into the buildings and off the roofs and whatever, and it's okay. And in terms of a pick up and play on the Switch for $3, it's okay. It's all right.
You're a hard man to please, aren't you?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's a golf game.
I've heard a lot of people give this high praise, and you're just like, yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. No, it is all right. It is all right. Is it game of the year? No, it's just like an easy play golf game, right? It's I have one.
Not, of course, the guy I've been watching.
I've been playing. I didn't even put this on my list, but I didn't realize Netflix did video games.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I went and loaded up a couple of games off Netflix.
You played Poinky, or whatever. Is it Poinky?
Point P or whatever it's called was the one everybody says is the best on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, right. And that's a game where you pull back on a little thing and it jumps up into the air, and then you can pull back.
Pull back on a little thing. Doesn't get me anywhere.
Well, if you pull back on this one, it'll get you places. And it's a little, you drag your foot, you drag your foot or whatever. You drag your finger on the screen and you send it. It's a mobile game of something jumping around, and you have to figure stuff out and collect some fruit. I mean,
you have to collect fruit in the right order to make recipes to like feed the monster.
Right, but it's a mobile game, or it's a tablet game. I mean,
they're the most popular games in the world.
I get that. And then there was another one that was another golf game.
Look, it says Kofifi. It's got a witty political commentary in this Golf Club Wasteland game.
They're okay. They're nice games. I don't know what to tell you.
This isn't a mobile game.
It is on the Switch, pretty much. That's what it is, right? It's a little mobile game. I don't know, right? It's just it's good. It's well done. It's nice. It's cool. Stu was right about the radio station on there. It's slick, polished. Okay, look, let me give it its dues. It's really good. Okay, for what it is, it's really good. How about that? You know,
That's better.
is that better? Sorry, I'll be more positive. Yeah, it's good. $3 good. It's $3. It's fantastic. $12. It's all right.
Is it better than Vampire Survivors?
No,
Ah,
nothing is better than Vampire Survivors. So that's good. There was another golf game on Netflix as well, which I tried. I can't remember.
I tried that and it was shit.
Yeah,
It was like a
it got
fancy,
really
crazy golf
hard.
game, but it was super annoying. I was like, fuck
It
this.
got really hard, really quick. Like, yeah, I'm the same. It was all right, but again,
I've never heard of these games on Netflix.
Yeah,
So
there's
basically-
Netflix games, dude. Go into Netflix and there's a games tab. And then it takes you to the Android store and you just install them.
but you want to load Netflix up on your tablet or your phone.
Oh right, not on the TV then.
No. On your phone.
Yeah, I mean, there's some in there, but they're mobile games. I don't think I haven't. There may be some other ones in there to dig around, but I was doing a search for like what are the best net games on Netflix right now to try and cut to the chase, and it was pretty much they were all saying the same thing: that Pointy and the golf game, and maybe a couple of others, but which were types of games I have no interest in playing. So, but anyway, more games, more free games. So,
They're not free. You're paying for Netflix.
okay, I know. You're right. I would have said that to myself if I was you.
They are.
Nothing's free in this world, Fraser.
I don't know. Once you download them, are they free?
I think once you
If you
cancel Netflix, you lose access to them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
So it signs you in through your Netflix.
You have to literally open the Netflix app and be signed in. Then it takes you from Netflix app to the Play Store to the games that are provided by Netflix.
Yeah, but once you've downloaded them, then you just.
I'm pretty sure that it would be blocked.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Sign into your Netflix account and be like, nah.
Yeah, they never touted them as free games, have they? Like, here you go, you have some free games. It's more like
it's part of your subscription.
Access to these games, yeah. Forgot what else have I got on that. I know I've got Dead Space on there. What's the other one I've got on there on my list that I can't see?
The power washing game.
Oh fuck me. We can talk about either one. It doesn't matter. Both of them.
They're both ready to go on the stream.
All right. Let's talk about Dead Space 2 and then finish off with the laughs for Power Wash Simulator. So again, you can see that I listen to the veteran gamers. So a little while back, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe more, Chinny was talking about playing Dead Space 2, and he was giving it some serious props. And I took note of that because he really was saying how great it was. I was like, okay, all right, because I never played it. And I did play Dead Space 1, which I thought was pretty good up until a point that I just got stuck and I couldn't complete this this part in Dead Space, which is the bit where you suddenly go anti-grav in this sort of tube that's spinning or whatever like that. And it was just so unintuitive on how to complete that I couldn't complete it. And like let's be fair, for most of us, if we can't complete something on a game, then something's got to be a little bit wrong, either in our brains or with the game. I'm going to say with the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dead Space had its issues too. It was by no means a perfect game. But yeah, Dead Space 2, straight away, as soon as I started playing it, I got the impression that I was playing a Dead Space that had sort of been polished up, which was, I don't know why I thought that. It's been so long since I played Dead Space. But it just felt like
Xbox, right?
I'm playing this on Xbox, yeah. So it's firing up back. So I'm playing it on my Xbox Series S, right? And it's jumping back to consoles and booting up as a 360 to load up Dead Space 2. And it's nice and nostalgic, isn't it, to get that 360 swirling logo come up or whatever, and the old school notifications, which is cool. It's really, really cool how well that works. And I was this was about a week or so ago. I mean, it may have helped. I fucked my knee up, so I was basically on the sofa for the whole day. But yeah, I didn't stop playing it for most of the day. I put in like a solid 4 or 5 hours for that. I'm pretty sure, and really good, really good. Yeah, fair play. That is a quality game. I don't know if I'm playing it the best that I could be playing it. So anybody who's interested, the way I'm playing it is I am not stacking myself up with weapons. I am sticky. I mean, I'm assuming at this point people know what Dead Space is. All right, so I'm not going to go into detail on that.
Survival horror.
Survival
Sci-fi
horror.
survival horror.
You know what it really reminded me of today? You know what I was thinking? I played a little bit of it this morning, and it's almost like if Resident Evil 4 or 5, or maybe any of them,
Just in
were
space.
was in space, but a little bit quicker and better controls. You know what? You don't feel like it
Well, like
doesn't matter
Resident
what
Evil 6.
it doesn't matter what Resident Evil was. Resident Evil 6 better like that? I can't remember.
That was
But
the
anyway, if
actiony
you
one, wasn't it?
well, 5, they're all sort of actiony, 4, 5, and 6, aren't they?
Well, I think 6, you didn't. Was that one you didn't have to fucking stand still while you were shooting?
Oh, well, they did change that. Yeah. But yeah, it just seems to be it's still over the shoulder, third person. Ammo is scarce. It's dark. I do get a little bit pissed off with the darkness at some points.
Has this made you cry?
Did I get a lump in my throat? No, it didn't make me cry, even though I'm rubbing my eye. Something's in it. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? I don't know.
I've
Nobody
never
else is
played
playing
Dead
it.
Space or Dead Space 2.
I would recommend firing up Dead Space 2. Big time on it if you've got an
This
Xbox
is
sitting there.
on. So this is like EA Play via Game Pass. You've got this then.
No, I think it's just straight on Game Pass. I don't think it farts around with any
It's an
EA
EA
Play
game, isn't
stuff.
it?
It is, but it doesn't anyway. It seems to just fire up. It doesn't do
On
it.
Xbox,
There's nothing.
it would, but I'd probably have to install. Well, I've got an EA desktop or whatever it is.
Dude, this game, I don't even know how old this game is for some reason. Yeah,
Probably
it's
runs
old.
like a fucking shit on a PC.
Maybe. But
Dead Space 3's on Game Pass as well, by the
yeah, they're all on there.
Yeah, but I would imagine, anyway, Dead Space 2 is the one I'm playing. And it's it's a big bag of all right. Yeah, I would definitely. I hope I'm going down the right path. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So there's lots of ways to fight, which is pretty cool. You have and Neil, you've never played it, right? So basically,
I think I've played.
Anyway what it looks like. You know of it,
It's
right?
like the
So
laser cutter thing.
Yeah, so you've got there's you have a stasis thing where you can pick up items off the ground and throw them at people. Which if you want to go real ammo hoarding, that is the way to go. Which I fairly rarely use, but I'm pretty frugal on my ammo anyway. You have an ability to slow down these, like basically these massive monsters are coming to beat the shit out of you constantly.
Oh, that's not good.
And you have to shoot their limbs and things like that. You can't just shoot them in the head. Headshots aren't good enough. You have to take off a couple of limbs or whatever. But you also have an ability where you can fire. You basically throw what's almost like throwing a spell at them. It's very strange, but that's what it is. You throw a spell at them, and they basically stop in time, and that gives you a chance to pick your shots.
You literally have to shoot their arms and legs off.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going nutso on the I think I've got the schematics for about 4 or 5 weapons now, but I'm still I've only just started using a second weapon, which throws grenades, basically sticky mines on the floor. Because I think that really rounds out a hole in my arsenal. So apart from that, and then just the standard gun I'm using. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm focusing. There is an upgrade path, and you have to get these power nodes. And every time, sooner or later, while you're traversing through the space station, or I don't even know where you are. Are you on a space station? Or you? I haven't got a clue. But anyway, you go. Sooner or later, you'll turn a corner, and there'll be a store where you just basically, it's like a little terminal.
As you do.
as you do, and you can go in there and you can sell stuff, right? So if you've hoarded your ammo for the other, because you pick up the other ammo types even though you're not using them, and you can, if you hoard your ammo, you can sell your ammo, and every time you get 10,000, you can buy power nodes, and power nodes are what you use to level up yourself. So you find these stations, and they're usually by the stores where you basically plug yourself in or do whatever, and you can upgrade your primary weapons, um, your suit, which is like a bio suit, right? Which gives you a number of stasis fires or slow down fires or increase your health or increase your inventory slots. Typical standard fare, right? We've all
Mm.
seen it 100 times in other games. But anyway, I'm doing the play style of being completely fucking tight as balls on my ammo and weapon types, and I'm trying to hoard everything because I want to
No
just build my.
comments.
I want to be. I want to put as much in. I want to always have a node on me because nodes can also unlock special rooms. And I also want to put as many nodes in as I can into building up my health, stamina, and all that sort of stuff, rather than buying other shit. Although I have just noticed actually that you can buy a suit. You can buy a suit upgrade. So rather than, yeah, maybe the suit upgrades aren't in the other one. The other one might be health and all that sort of stuff. Whatever. It's all typical fare. We've seen it 100 times before in other games, but it just strikes me that they really nailed it on this one, and I sort of can see why Mike was singing its praises. And yeah, I'm a good way through it. If I had to guess, I reckon I'm probably about halfway. I think I'm chapter 7 or something like that. And I just need to knuckle down and put another good shift in, another good couple of shifts in, and make some more progress. The boss fight, I think I've only had one major boss fight, so maybe I'm not very far through. Um, but yeah, that was enjoyable. You know, obviously it's again, it's typical fare, right? You have to you fight the boss, you fight him, he kicks your ass, and then you go, shit, that didn't work. And then you realize you haven't utilized your slow down shots. You didn't utilize
Mm.
the stasis stuff. You didn't utilize that thing that's over there. Plus your environment has some hidey spots and stuff like that. Then you go back in for a second time and you put your thinking cap on and you do wait and you really start to nail it, right? That's a good boss fight for me, something that's challenging, but if you give it some good thought, you figure out a way to take them down.
Yeah, all these things are designed in a way that you can actually complete it
Yeah. But
relatively easy. You've just got to know about, like, yeah, not just
yeah.
going guns blazing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I've had a couple of bits which really did make me shit my pants. Which was good. And there
Well,
is
that
one
jump
bit.
scaring or actual like
Proper
terrified.
jump scares, jump scares. There is one bit where you go into an area and it's like, and you know something's there, right? That's the thing. That's what makes it so funny. And it does get a little bit creepy at times. And there's one bit you enter and it's I think it's a medical bay, funnily enough, right? We've seen that 100 times as well, right? But whatever, you go in and then something on the left side lets off some steam, just goes psh, psh, and it just fucking I wasn't prepared for that. It just made me jump a mile off the sofa. And I was like, "Oh shit, fuck." And then I got killed. And I started it again, right? And then I went past this bit and the steam went off again and I jumped a mile up off the sofa again. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me," right? And I think it got me about 3 times as I was trying to get past this level. But yeah, there's some tough bits where I've had to sort of do 2 or 3 times to get through. But again, like, you just have to reevaluate your strategy for getting through. Um, and yeah, I've got and there's good. It's got a fair amount of exploration. It's fair. It's pretty much just totally linear with a few little side areas that don't really amount
Just
to
for
much.
achievements, usually.
Yeah, well, more so that you just don't want to miss any pickups or miss any power nodes. Like there are extra power nodes you can find, and you really don't want to miss them because they're worth so much money. So you have to check every nook and cranny. But I'm sure I've missed a few. But there we go. I haven't got to walk through. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I'm pleased about that one. That was
That was
that
a
was
pretty positive, all right.
yeah, that was a positive, all right. Yeah, so that was good. And oh god, Power Wash Simulator. I mean, I know again Mike was playing that. I'm sure loads of other people have played it. Do you
My
guys
son's
played
been
it?
playing it. I haven't played it.
I loaded it up last week and I was like, I'll try it. Everyone's been talking about it. And I washed the truck and I was like, it's I know some people there might be some people who go, well, that's not really what OCD is. But anyway, for this conversation, but until I get woke enough to stop saying that, it's OCD, isn't it? Where you start cleaning the van and you're like, oh, this feels a bit jank or whatever, but it does look a little bit nicer
Because
there.
I
I'll just
finished
try.
cleaning it now.
Yeah, I'll just get a little bit off, and then it does a very, very clever thing in that, like when you're cleaning the van. By the way, if anybody hasn't understood, right, you're basically power washing shit. When you're cleaning the
It's
van,
complicated.
I don't think I need to explain it any further than that, do I? You have your power wash. I'm going to anyway. You have your power washing. It's first person, right? But instead of a gun, you have a power washer, different nozzles, and whatever. But say you're looking at the side of the van and you clean the window. Once you've cleaned probably 99 or 95% of that window, it gives you a little bing, and then it flashes, and you know it's done. So you know that section's done. And that's very, very clever, because if it was just a case of having to wash 95% of the whole van, regardless of what the components are, I can see how that might be a little bit frustrating and laborious. Oh, like a fucking real job, like power washing is in real life. Like, power
I
washing is
think
one
my
of those
son
things.
played the fucking. It was the playground at Chinny. He's been doing it for like 2 or 3 weeks, I swear. But my son said he'd literally done it for 2 hours and they'd only not even done half of the fucking playground. He was like, "But I'm going to go back and finish." It's like, shame he hasn't cleaned his room the same standard as he's fucking cleaned this imaginary playground.
Yeah. Well, so I cleaned the van as the first one, right? That's basically the opening one. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And you can press a button and it shows you where the dirt is that you haven't got to yet, and all that sort of stuff. Like there are a couple of bits where you're like, why isn't that bumper clean yet? And then I realized you can sort of squat and really get low. And then you can look out and you go, oh, there's a bit of the bumper I haven't cleaned. And then it pops and bings and you get your golden coin, and the little thing in the back of your head goes, well done, here's your dopamine hit. Yeah, because you were a good monkey. Here you go, right? And then you start to get caught because it's career mode or whatever, right? And then somebody goes, oh, I hear you're a bit of a whiz with the power washer, right? Perhaps you could come by and do my garden. And I was like, okay, I'll take that job. And I did the whole garden. That was more of a challenge. That was when I really got to grips with it. And I was like, okay, there is a lot of stuff here. And there were a few points where I was like, this is taking a bit. Oh, in fact, I don't even think I finished it. I think I had to come back for a second bite of the cherry on that one because it was taking quite a while. But there's a lot to do. But again, like it was really nice to just mung out to.
Have you not cancelled Game Pass though, so you stop yourself playing games like this?
Well, I think it's interesting, right? Because I really did just switch off. It was just like, this is so ridiculously stupid, but it's mindless in a way. Maybe that's why people need to work, right? We're workers, whether we like it or not. Like I've been working for 30 years. People like busy work, right? We do it in video. This is just busy work. And sometimes busy work is okay. It takes your mind off the shit. Like your car is just fucking betrayed
I prefer to
you.
shoot people in video games.
Right, but that's
That's my busy
escapism.
work.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so I went back and I did some more busy work, and I had my kids looking in on me, going, "What on earth are you doing?" As I finished off this garden, and anyway, and then somebody goes, "Oh, this is the Joe from the council. Can you come and do the play park?" Right, which is what you just said your son was doing. Anyway, so then I started on the massive purple dinosaur play slide. And it was as I was trying to do the stairs on that and the little bits and pieces and whatever, and then looked out at how much of this playground was there, I realized that I was done with this game, and that was it. And we have to put Power Wash Simulator away and never play it again. Right?
Have you uninstalled it?
I haven't uninstalled it.
Mm-mm.
The thing is, I think if I was to I don't know about you guys, but sometimes
co-op
I
it?
wake up. Did I what? Co-op? You
Can-
can co-op it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh no, because oh man, I suppose you could. It would be quite good to co-op that, and you just sit and have a chin wag with your mate, right? Maybe ogle a few of the mums at the play park or something like that. Yeah, it's wrong. It's so wrong, and yet so right.
How many penises have you drawn? In
None.
Ooh.
None.
Any
There was
other
one
body
bit.
parts?
No, there was one bit. My son was there, and I was about to do it on the side of the van, and then I thought, grow up, Frank.
He'd have respected you much more if you'd have done it.
He would have laughed. I don't know if he'd respected me more or at all. Yeah, that is an experience and a half. That Power Washing Simulator. But
tell
then
you what,
again,
speaking of
it's
Power Wash Simulators, right? I don't know how, but I was on YouTube, and for some reason, there was a video of a guy cleaning rugs, and
Yes.
it had
Oh.
some fucking ridiculous amount of views, and I was like, I was scrolling down like the recommended list or whatever, and I was just sat there and I'm like, this has got like fucking 10 million views. It's like this guy's just cleaning rugs, filming it, and getting I don't know how much money from cleaning rugs. And so I sat there and watched it for about 10 minutes. I was like, it's kind of calming, and just like this guy with his circular machine going on, cleaning his rug. It was properly filthy when it started. I didn't even, to be honest though, I didn't get to climax and see the end of it. I just went, fuck it. After about 10 minutes, I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. And then the other day, another one came up, the same guy, fucking like, no, I was like, I'm not watching this. But I did watch a few seconds of it, just like, yeah, he's cleaning another rug. It's pretty filthy.
he's doing another rug.
Yeah, I've had that same one pop up. Yeah.
There's got to be something in it, right? Watching other people work.
Oh, he does clean, like when he does a lot of cleaning of the rug and it's still filthy. He peels the rug away, and there's just like filth underneath where the rug was, and then he gets his big Swiffer, and it's just like,
Yeah,
so like it's like in a clean
away.
room or whatever, and it's like all of the stuff just goes to the drain, all of the filth going down the drain. I don't know how much water he goes through. Fucking disgusting, really. When you think about it.
Well, I can tell you, I go through quite a bit of water in Power Washing Simulator. Yeah.
It's not real water though. You're just burning fossil fuels.
Just burning dinosaurs. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what. That is not a game that I am going to recommend or not recommend. That is just.
I've got too much power washing to do
in real life.
In real life, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I could just see. I haven't uninstalled it, but I could quite imagine that. Like I occasionally wake up in the middle of the night, right, 3-4 in the morning or whatever, and we'll trot downstairs and not know what to do.
Get the power washer out.
Honestly, at 3 or 4 in the morning, I don't want to play a hardcore shooter.
No.
But Power Wash Simulator, it's pretty easy going. Makes you want to go back to bed.
Yeah, it's like waking up.
Thinking, does it feel like you've done enough days' work?
I've got to do the dishes. It's like, I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I guess there's. I don't know. It's funny, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it sad?
I think it might be.
I think if my wife came down and saw me playing Power Wash Simulator, she'd be like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's Power Wash Simulator." And then she'd go away. If she came back a couple of hours later, I say, "You still playing that game?" What? it looks as though you're still on that dinosaur. Weren't you cleaning that dinosaur about 2 hours ago? Yeah. What? Have you been playing Valorant in the meantime with your friends? No. I've just been cleaning a
Just the
virtual
dinosaur.
dinosaur
Yeah.
in a play park.
Yeah. There's no kids around. It's fine. There's nothing weird going on.
I'm all right around kids, Neil. It's not the same as you. There are no warnings. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where we'll leave it. And that's it. Anybody have anything else?
Nay.
All right. Let's wrap that up then and call that a show. Hopefully Craig has worked. I can't see him.
I've been recording.
He doesn't
Good
appear
stuff.
to have shut the bed. So
Good. Okay. I just want to say, for some reason the other day I was sitting in bed and I had this huge revelation that I should do a big chat about other people doing podcasting and things like that and whatever. And I was quite amazed that we're at 137 episodes, still going strong. And I know I was ribbing the old Joysticks and Chill guys as well because they were supposed to have an episode out, but they got caught up in some stuff. So we're looking forward to that episode coming out. And then, the Veteran Gamers and OC Podcasts and all these guys still pumping out episodes. It's quite amazing. So anyway, so big ups to everybody who's still putting out content there because I tapped into another one on the way when I was driving, actually, the computer game show that MS Rangers had suggested. And I quite like that. I'll be
they're
going.
they're quite big.
I think they are. They had a lot of shit going on that we certainly don't get involved in. I usually gauge how popular a show is by how much listener interaction they have. And they had quite a bit. I think they probably were able to pick and choose a lot from whatever. Anyway,
They
they
don't
sound
just
like
read any old shit on their emails and tweets.
No, we'll do anything we can. They don't resort to reading menus.
Was that the test? Was that a test today?
So yeah. So anyway, that's all it was. I had it all planned in my head, something better to say, but I've completely forgotten about it. Probably because all I can think about is power washing
And food.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Oh, Dave, you want to do your
I will do my bit. I would like to say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to. Neil, do you want to do a shout out to chat?
Okay, shout outs to Baron von Glauer, Sumu, Mintsafe, and Quaxel, and some Pilchweed guy. They are the chatters. Arnie Army apparently is lurking without saying anything.
Waiting for phrase.
Yeah, probably about hassling him to play Valorant.
He's lurking because he wants to play Raft. Which I
he
have
says
got.
hi. He says hi.
Well, so
Good.
Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure.
It certainly has. It has, and we'll look forward. We'll have Pilch back hopefully next week. And so until then, anyway, thank you very much. We'll catch you later.
All right, take care.
Hey guys.
See ya.